It's time for Hutto Hippos playoff football. Tonight, the road to state begins in the bi-district round against the Seguin Matadors. The Hippos finished the regular season with the 8-1 record and the 5-1 district record. Last week, the Hippos again overcame penalties and many mistakes to beat the Rouse Raiders 34-13. Starting tonight, the Hippos must play clean football and limit their mistakes to try and make a deep playoff run. The Seguin Matadors come into the playoffs with a 5-5 record and a 5-2 district record. The Matadors average 425 yards per game and average 38 points per game. The Seguin defense averages giving up 27 points per game, but on occasion they have given up a lot. The Hippos must not look forward towards the second round and play a strong defensive game so the Matadors don't let their offense run wild. The Hippos' offense must also score fast, often, and not let up. Thank you for joining us on hipposports.com and the SHN Sports Network, as it's sure to be fun and a tough game. I'm Gage Bull serving as the engineer, and now, live from Hutto Memorial Stadium, are the voices of the Hippos. Sideline commentator, Bryce Doggett, color commentator, Ryan Robinson, and play-by-play man, Todd Robinson. Gentlemen, let's get the playoffs underway.
Well, thanks a lot, Gage. We are here at Hutto Memorial Stadium, and it is playoff time. Seems like it was just yesterday that we were doing this. You know, these seasons, they fly by. The playoffs fly by, everything, and then all of a sudden you're here again. And
everything but the off season.
Everything exactly while you're waiting on it. But here we are by district. Of course, the Hippos finished second in District 11-5A, and Seguin Matadors come in. They finished third place in District 12-5A with a 5-5 overall record, 5-2 in their district. Hippos, of course, 8-1 overall, 5-1 in their district. Just lost out to the Cedar Park Timberwolves, who grabbed that first place spot. And of course, Cedar Park won their first round game last night against McCallum. But the Hippos, certainly I think by most accounts are favored to win this one, move on to the next round. But as we all know, you got to play them on the field. You don't play them on the paper. And, Ryan, I think a couple of keys to this ball game tonight for the Hippos are, first of all, they need to take care of the ball. They've had turnovers galore the last couple of weeks. Of course, had 5 turnovers last week. But then on the flip side of that, they need to cause turnovers. They've been a turnover-causing machine this year. They've caused 28 turnovers on defense, 13 interceptions and 15 fumbles. So they need to do that. They need to be efficient. They've got a lot of young guys on their roster that can't get too wide-eyed with the whole playoff situation. And they need to defend home. Need to defend the home field. They have a 14-game win streak here at Hutto Memorial Stadium. Need to make it 15.
Yeah, now would not be the time to not go 15-0. You wanna definitely take care of. That's what you've worked for this whole season, is to, you work for the district championship, but you also work for that home playoff game. That's kind of the coveted deal that everybody wants. So.
Yeah, I think the keys for Seguin, of course, first and foremost for them, they've got to stop Mackay Kimball. Mackay, ever since he came back from his injury a couple of weeks ago, has just been he's been a force. Scored 4 touchdowns last week and about the same number against Maynard the previous week. So he's been amazing. And then they need to force the Hippos to make mistakes on that end. So, it'll be a matchup of 2 powerful offenses and what has been a strong Hutto defense. Matadors have not had nearly the tough defense the Hippos have. So, I think the key could be the Hippo defense. We're going to pause for just a moment and listen to our national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of our national anthem.
Hutto Hippo High School Band with the national anthem, beautifully played, as they always do. And Bryce, I think one of the things that we really have to talk about is, you get into the playoffs like this, and sometimes you really have to reach down deep into your depth bucket. And certainly the Hippos, we've talked the last couple of weeks, and, we don't talk a lot about it with Brad on the coaches show and all, but one of the things that the Hippos have certainly experienced have been some injuries at some key positions, and, you're going to have to reach down deep and find some guys step up in some spots that maybe they haven't had a lot of playing time this year.
Yeah, and Coach LaPlante didn't like talking about it a whole lot before the game a while ago.
No. I think Bryce is –
You there?
there, yeah.
Out, in and out.
Yeah, in and out.
But they're definitely reaching down, 2 or 3 levels now. But, I think they got kids. Everybody's got experience. I think they got kids step up. We might call some names tonight we haven't called all year.
Yeah. Well, and that's you play a whole season to get to this point, and a lot of those guys that maybe haven't gotten to play a lot, they've still been practicing all year, and they started in August, same as the varsity kids. And
just look down here with me right here. This is a whole crutch crew. So
yeah,
I've got
whoever's
four really good ones right here that we'll be missing.
Yeah, whoever's selling crutches in Hutto is doing good business right now.
Unfortunately, it's not that's not the scene we want to see down there. Well, I think again, the key for the Hippos tonight, first and foremost, is going to be Mackay Kimball, and of course, Mackay is going to have to get the help from his offensive line. Hippos have done a good job, springing Mackay for some big runs, and they're going to have to do that again tonight. And then, of course, they're going to still have to rely on Grayson to find some connections. Some of his connections that he's had during the year aren't available right now, but he's had a week to work on some new ones. So.
Yeah, they're kind of slowly slipping away, but he's still got a couple of those safety blankets, and Josh Gonzalez and Trey Pinelli, Jared Bealey, those kind of possession receivers that he really feels comfortable going to, and I think they're going to have to do a great job of stepping up and making plays. And I think Grayson's going to have to continue doing a good job of being confident in the pocket, moving around and not trying to force things, getting rid of the ball when he needs to, tucking it and running, getting a couple yards when he needs to. One thing I'm kind of interested to see is just how our offensive line does. We've kind of been shifting around a little bit, and we're actually starting a true freshman tonight at center in Felix Torres. So that'll be an interesting transition to watch as well.
Yeah, Felix is he's no small little freshman, though.
No, and this is not his first Friday night experience. He's been with us all season, so he's not going to be quite as wide-eyed as some of the others might normally be.
Go, guys.
Well, Eduardo Fernandez set to tee it up for the Hippos. The Matadors will receive. There's that high pooch kick. Going to be fair caught at the 31-yard line by the Matadors, and that's where they will set up 1st and 10 to start this bi-district matchup, Hutto versus Seguin. And I can't remember a time, Bryce, you might know history-wise, but I can't remember a time we've played Seguin.
Oh, I don't think we ever have.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even remember any.
Yeah, we'll call this the first matchup against the Hippos and the Seguin Matadors.
Matadors.
So Seguin will come up and come out in a one-back set. Quarterback is Jalen Mickles, number 2. He's definitely a dual threat option. He has thrown for about 1,600 yards, run for about 300 or 400, and he come out slinging the very first play. Pass complete across the 40-yard line out to the run out of bounds there. Number 7, Clark Ulrich. And he's one of their go-to guys, has 615 yards receiving on the year, 7 touchdowns. So very first play is a first down.
Oh, and they're no slouch on offense. They're going to get their points. They're going to get they've got 20 passing touchdowns this year and 16 rushing touchdowns. So they've got a lot of ways they can score the football.
Rodriguez in the backfield with Mickles, drop back, looking to swing it out of the backfield to Rodriguez. He does, and run out of bounds. It's about the 42-yard line, pickup of about 1. Number 4, Marcus Washington.
Yeah, we were talking about receivers a while ago, and Todd, you and I talked before the game. Might see a few guys been mainly on defense this year help out on the O side tonight.
Yeah, going to need it. Need everybody to step up. This time Mickles has 2 men in the backfield with him. Second down, 9 yards. Handoff, running to the left side, coming back, and then flags
We're going to get some
fly.
motion. They're
Handoff
trying to
was
get a bit of a head
Marcus
start.
Washington. They started to his left, cut back to his right, but, yeah, whistle stopped the play.
You know,
It's gonna be
as
illegal
many
decision.
as we got out, it's nice to see one that we got back, and Travis Taylor, he was out last week
Yeah,
on
he was a
concussion
concussion
protocol, so
yeah.
good to see him back out there.
Absolutely. Yeah, so not all's lost.
Yeah, he's been a big part of that defense, and filling in for Brock, and it's been huge.
5-yard mark off will make it second down and 14 yards for the Matadors. Put a man in motion, handoff. Again, starts left, comes back right, and number 4, Marcus Washington, is just wrapped up, hit hard by Braylon Sugg. There's been a few guys this year been hit hard by Braylon Sugg.
Yep, add it to the list. He's just
Mr. Washington just got introduced to Braylon Sugg.
Quiet man carries a big stick.
Yeah.
well, and this Seguin Matadors, they play in that Austin ISD district, and not as much size typically in that district. So I think they're kind of a little bit wide-eyed right now at what we've got in the defensive front.
Third down and 12 for the Matadors. One man in the backfield with Mickles, dropping straight back, gets some pressure. Now he's going to scramble to his left. Still running and pushed out of bounds in front of the Hippo bench at about the 43-yard line, well short of the first down. So the Hippo defense does a great job of stopping the Matadors on their very first possession.
Yeah, good, and that's going to be one of the keys, too, is just stopping that scramble, and that's been something we've been successful at all year, is keeping those running quarterbacks. It started in Cedar Park and so on, keeping them in the pocket, and if they do escape, we've got that linebacker there to push them out of bounds for little to no gain.
Xavier Phoenix stands back deep for the Hippos at his own 25-yard line. Heavy pressure. Oh, and the punt was partially blocked. He just crashed right into the punter, but it was tipped, and it's going to bounce at the 40-yard line, Hippo into the field. So, boy, heavy pressure coming from –
I think it was Travis Taylor.
Was it?
Yeah.
Boy, just came flying. I don't know how he didn't block the ball.
I think he ran past the ball. You're taught as a punt blocker to run to the side so that if you do miss it, you don't rough him. And, boy, he's lucky he was able to get a finger on that because he just ran straight into him. And I think maybe he was too focused on – trying to avoid the hit that he avoided the football as well.
And punter's lucky that he got up from it. So the Hippos will start off first and 10 at their own 43-yard line. Great field position. Mackay Kimball in the backfield with Grayson Doggett. Handoff to Mackay, starts middle, and gets up to about the 47-yard line. Pick up 4 yards on the play. I have a feeling we're going to see doses and doses of Mackay tonight.
Yeah, I think we'll probably get a lot of Mackay and a lot of Michael Mason.
Yeah, we've talked about Michael a little bit. Nobody wants to stand in front of him. Grayson rolling to his right, swinging a pass out to the right flat, and caught by Josh Gonzalez, number 9, at the 46-yard line, and Seguin into the field. Should be enough for the Hippo first down, and it is.
Another guy we're going to get to see a little bit of tonight, Bryce, is Gary Choice. I think he's going to be in there on a lot of our 4 wide sets.
2 receivers split right for the Hippos. Jared Bealey goes in motion. Handoff goes to him on a jet sweep. He tries to cut back, and he slips right at the line of scrimmage, 46-yard line. So no gain.
And there he goes, Ron.
Yeah, it was interesting before the game. A lot of times these, you'll bring up freshmen and JV guys to the varsity squad for playoffs, but a lot of times you don't bring them up so that they can play.
Well, Gary's been up several games now, along with Brody Bueno. So big lots aren't too big.
Second down and 10. Handoff goes to Mackay. He drags a couple of Matadors forward down near the 40-yard line. Going to mark it at the 41. Pick up a 5 on the play. Going to be third down and 5 needed for the Hippos. Well, this is one of those times, or one of those keys, I think, to the game, too, is the Hippos really need to convert these third down situations, especially the third and 5s or less.
And stay ahead of the chains.
2 receivers left, 2 right. Doggett with a straight drop, looking deep, throw in middle. He's got Mackay Kimball caught at the 15-yard line and brought down inside the 15 at the 14. Kind of a wrestle for the ball, but I'm pretty sure that one goes to Mackay Kimball. Number 40 for the Matadors, John Michael Mata, got up with it, but I think Mackay just let him have it.
We're going NASCAR. Let's see how much success we
Hippos
have.
Run, line up fast. 1st and 10 at the 13. Hand off to Mackay Kimball. Goes up the middle and gets about the 10. So
that's the same play every NASCAR, right?
Yep. Typical NASCAR, they get about 2 or 3.
So I was talking to Mackay before the game, and he got his cast off finally. He's wearing a little bit of a stint just on his right forearm, and so he was telling me he's going to be able to catch a little bit better tonight.
Yeah, catch a little bit. Bealey goes in motion from right to left. Doggett rolling to his left, throwing into back corner of the end zone, overthrown. Intended for number 18, Gary Choice, speaking of. And Grayson had a defender that was in front of Choice. Grayson floated it over him, but Choice couldn't go up and get it. Falls out of the back of the end zone, and it's going to be 3rd down and 7 for the Hippos at the 11-yard line.
He's probably not the guy that you want to be throwing jump balls to.
No, not the biggest one down here.
So 3rd down, 7 yards needed. 2 receivers right. Handoff running to the right. It's Mackay Kimball. He's got the 10. Cuts it back inside
Mackay.
5 and into the end zone for the Hippo touchdown. Well, got a nice kick-out block on that right side, and then he just kind of turned it back left and almost walked into the end zone for the Hutto touchdown with 8:34 to go in the first quarter. Hippo strike first.
Back, Michael Mason threw a nice block downfield and got him in as well. So
yeah, good kick-out block by Michael Mason and a good seal block there by Dietrich Williams on that far right side, just sealing that edge and giving him the room to cut back.
Evan Gutierrez on to attempt the extra point. Snap back, hold down, and kick is blocked. This one's going to be picked up by the Matadors, and this one could be returned all the way for a 2-point conversion. He's at the 30, 20, 10, 5, and he is in for a 2-point conversion for the Matadors. Wow. You don't see that hadn't happened much this year to the Hippos. You go back to game 1.
Haven't seen that.
Yeah, you go back to the very first game of the season. The Hippos had those kicking woes where they were getting lots of pressure, and boy, it happened this time. And the ball blocked, takes a big hop right into the hand of a Matador, and he returns it about 85 yards for what'll be 2 points for Seguin.
Well, they were stacking the middle to come try and block it in the middle, and I think maybe we squeezed down just a little bit too much because they had a guy running free right off of that edge, and boy, he almost beat the snap back there. He got back there just about as fast as Travis Taylor got back there to block the punt on the first possession.
I think Seguin ended up with would they get a sideline warning on
sideline interference, yes.
Was it a warning, or did they actually throw the flag?
I didn't hear if it was a warning or a flag.
So I think the points stand.
Looks like it's just going to be a warning.
So the odd 6-2 score with 8:34 to go in the first quarter. Wonder what kind of odds you could have gotten on having a score be 6-2 at some point in this game.
Or having 2 blocked kicks in the first 4 minutes.
Yeah.
So they actually did get a sideline warning.
Yeah, looks like we're getting 5 yards.
Well,
could we enforce it on the extra point?
Does the points count, though?
I guess so.
Yes, they do. So they get the 2 points, but they do get a mark off for the sideline warning. Maybe that came after he had already passed them. So Fernandez set to kick. That high pooch kick again, going to be fair caught right at the 30-yard line. Good job. Hang time, and Seguin will start almost exactly where they started their first possession. Well, you hope that not only that 2 that they score, but the one you don't score doesn't come back to bite you at some point. That's a 3-point turnaround right there.
Yeah, and as a defense, if you're looking for a shutout,
that's unfortunate, right?
Kind of hard.
Can't it's count not on you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that goes against the D. So 8:34 to go in the first quarter. Hippos score, but then give up the blocked PAT return for 2, and it's 6-2. Jalen Mickles has Washington in the backfield with him. Puts a man in motion, going from right to left. Fakes a handoff, straight drop, throw over the middle. Intended for number 7, Clark Ulrich. It's almost like Ulrich didn't even see it.
Yeah, he had him open too. He just kind of put him at his feet, and like you said, I don't think he was expecting the ball. I think he was too focused on Brody Bueno right in his face.
Yeah, these Matadors have about 5 or 6 receivers that have over 300 yards receiving on the year. So Mickles does a good job spreading it around.
Yeah, Ulrich seems to be their go-to guy. He's got about twice as much as everybody else.
Second down and 10. Snap back to Mickles. Handoff. Washington across the 35 up near the 37-yard line. Nice run. Pick up about 7 on the play.
Had a good lead blocker there. Josh Avalos was leading the charge, and he was just following right behind him like a fullback.
So third down and 3 for the Matadors. 8:10 to go in the first quarter. Hutto leads it 6-2. Matadors split 3 receivers right side, single receiver left, short side of the field. Washington in the backfield with Mickles. Now he puts a man in motion going from right to left. Snap back, little option play, running to the right side. Mickles is going to keep it across the 40, has enough for the first down. Brought down at the 42-yard line. Hippos haven't seen a lot of that this year.
I was going to say, I don't remember seeing a speed option at all this year. And, you know, we played it about as well as we could have, considering we only had one guy trying to guard 2 and was able – they got the first down, but luckily we're able to avoid the big play.
Well, Seguin lines up trying to go fast. A snap over to Mickles' head. He's able to corral it, and then he just throws it in the ground at Washington's feet. Smart play by quarterback Jalen Mickles. Snap was high. He kind of tipped it up into the air to himself.
Boy, doesn't it seem like these teams would start figuring out it's not effective to go fast?
No.
My goodness.
Doesn't seem to work for us, and didn't seem to work for them there.
Did not. So second down and 10 for the Matadors. This time they set up with a 2-back set on either side of Mickles. Now put a man in motion out of the backfield. That's Ulrich. Play action, pass left side complete near midfield, and going to be marked right at midfield. Number 1, Trevor Waz.
Kind of had everybody looking at the guy in motion and just left number 1 kind of open in the pocket there.
So pickup of 8. It's going to be third down and 2 needed for the Matadors. Ball right at the 50-yard line. One man in the backfield with Mickles. And again, puts Ulrich in motion.
2 down,
going from
4 down
right to
territory.
left.
Look for them to go deep.
Going with that option again to the right side. Pitches it. He's got room. And run out of bounds at the 45-yard line is number 4, Marcus Washington. Enough for the first down. First and 10 for the Matadors. 6:58 to go in the first quarter. Hutto hanging on to a 6-2 lead.
They seem to have figured out a little bit of a weakness in our defense early on. When we run a man, they just send both receivers on the outside. They send them deep and run that sweep or run that speed option to that same side, and we've only got one guy there to try to cover 2.
3 receivers left side, 1 right. Ulrich goes in motion this time from left to right. Again, fakes a handoff, heavy pressure, and Mickles is going to keep it, and he's hit hard at the 46-yard line. Might have lost a yard. Official near side is marking 46. And far side official is marking 45, and they compromise and put it right between 45 and 46.
And they got away with a big-time hold there running around that left side. Braylon Sugg was about to wrap him up for a loss, and they were able to just tackle him and get away with it.
Second down and 10. Split 2 receivers right this time, single receiver left. Washington in the backfield with Mickles. Handoff goes to him, trying to power the middle, and he gets nothing. Hit by Braylon Sugg, and also, I think,
like Brody Bueno.
Brody Bueno getting a big pop on him.
You know, we've kind of moved. Amir Ward's kind of slid into Lordsville spot, kind of there in the middle, and got Braylon and Landon flanking him out at the tackle. So a little different look there on that line tonight.
So third down and 10, certain passing situation for the Matadors. Split 3 receivers right side, blitz look coming from the Hippos. Heavy pressure coming on Mickles. He's going to scramble forward. He lets it fly right as he's hit, and it bounces at the feet of his intended receiver, number 4, Washington. Falls incomplete, and the Matadors will have to punt. So great job by the Hippo defense to step up when they needed to there.
Oh, and was lucky to get away with an incomplete pass there. He was getting squeezed down in the pocket, and as he was coming forward, it almost looked like we were able to get that ball out of his hands, but I think either way it would have been basically a no gain.
Xavier Phoenix stands at his own 15-yard line, ready to receive the punt of number 32, Martin Rivera. Of course, Rivera had heavy pressure the last time. Again, coming straight up the middle. And that one goes straight up in the air. Going to take a Matador bounce at the 30 and bounce all the way down near the 25-yard line.
Tell you, we're getting pressure in there like Brock Bueno was in the game.
We've got some sort of flaw figured out.
It's taken a while, but we're starting to finally get some of that pressure.
Tell you what, I thought that one was going to be blocked again. It almost might have been. It looked like it could have been.
We're either getting a hand on it, or he just sees the pressure and he shanked two of them.
So the Hippos will take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line. 5:38 to go in the first quarter, leading 6-2. Two backs in the backfield. This time handoff goes to Kimball. He stood up right at the line of scrimmage, but breaks a tackle and keeps moving forward.
Wow.
Nice strong run by Makai Kimball. Ends up picking up about 5 or 6 yards on the play after it looked like
he was dead to rights in the backfield. And
absolutely.
I'll tell you, people he's not very big, but boy, he's so
deceptive.
Strong.
He had one guy high, one guy low. He just shed both of them.
Turned a 3-yard loss into a 7-yard gain. That's pretty nice.
To the 33-yard line where it's 2nd down and 4 for the Hippos. Fake the handoff this time. Grayson throwing over the middle. It is caught, and this one is going to be an easy touchdown for the Hippos. Jared Bealey. Grayson snuck it by a defender, put it right into the hands of Bealey at the 40-yard line. He broke away, and there was not a Matador within 25 yards by the time he crossed into the end zone.
I've never seen that speed out of Jared.
Hey, really good. It was defended well by the Matadors. Thought he was going to get a hand in there to knock it down.
But Grayson
got by the hand and nobody else.
Grayson put that just right on the spot. And Bealey, once he caught it, he could have probably walked on in from 40 yards out. Snap back, and it's a bobbled snap, and the Hippos are going to be buried at the 12-yard line. So 2 missed PATs by the Hippos. That one was just looked like a little bobbled snap. Might have been a little high.
It was high, but
nonetheless, it goes as no good. 4:55 to go in the first quarter. Hutto leads at 12-2. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on hipposports.com and the SHN Sports Network.
Interscholastic League would like to thank its corporate sponsors. Without the generous support of these sponsors, many UIL activities would not be possible. The UIL gives special thanks to Balfour, Baylor Scott & White, Dairy Max, Dairy Queen, Ford, Fox Sports Southwest, Gatorade, Hellas Construction, Max Preps, the NFHS Network, Nike, Register My Athlete, Spalding, and Texas Farm Bureau Insurance. These generous corporate sponsors support the UIL in all its activities, music, academics, and athletics. The UIL appreciates these sponsors and their participation in all that the UIL does in Texas extracurricular activities. On behalf of the UIL and its corporate sponsors, thank you for supporting UIL activities in your community, and enjoy the game.
Kickoff is high pooch kick fielded at the 33-yard line, and the Matadors, again, fair catch that, and they will start right there, 1st and 10 at the 33. I tell you, Fernandez has been putting it almost in the exact same spot every time.
Every time. It's like clockwork.
He really had a good week at kicking. Well, last couple of weeks been really good getting it in that spot. And I always say you get them starting around the 30, 25 to 30 in high school football, you've done your job.
Yeah, Bryce, going to ask you about that PAT here in just a second after this play. 1st and 10 for the Matadors at the 33. Mickles fakes the handoff, throwing right side, caught and wrestled down right at the 40-yard line. Actually, they give him forward progress. They wrestle him down back at the 30, but forward progress is number 10, Jonathan Patterson, up to the 40. Nice pickup of about 3. Bryce, was it a high snap or?
Yeah, it was extremely high, and he kind of had to bounce up off his knee to get it, and just went off his hands, and just no way to get it back down.
Yeah, two malfunctions on the on PATs for the Hippos.
Like I said, that since the start of the season, that's been
it's been almost automatic.
Pretty sure, yeah.
2nd down and 3 yards needed for Seguin. And there's a snap that gets away from Mickles all the way back to the 25-yard line.
Boy, just had neither back or quarterback looking at the snap.
Number 4
between both of them.
Yeah, Marcus Washington, the back, fortunately sprinted back, fell on it at the 25, but that's going to move them all the way back and set up a 3rd down and about 17 yards needed for the first. They need to get to the 43.
Well, it's smart to fall on it too. You know, so often those guys try to pick it up and end up kicking it around, or it squirts out from underneath him, and it's an easy pick and 6 for the defense. But, he's going to save some points there.
2 receivers left. Empty backfield now for Mickles. Straight drop. Gets pressure. Now he's going to scramble. He's at the 25. He's got a long way to go, and he's run out of bounds at the 35-yard line, well short of the first down. So good coverage by the Hippo defenders to not give Mickles a chance to throw that one.
Boy, that sideline couldn't have come soon enough for him. He was like, I better get here.
Yeah, he kind of looked like, man, if I could just throw it left-handed, I might have a play down this far sideline.
Channel is enter Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, exactly.
3:23 to go. It's going to be 4th down and 9. And I think the Matadors called a timeout with 3:23 to go. Hippos leading 12-2. Hey, don't miss the UIL Football State Championships on December 18th through 21st at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Tickets are available to purchase now through Ticketmaster. For more information, visit uiltexas.org.
Man, I want to go see the 6-man at AT&T. That,
yeah, no kidding.
To me, would be the coolest game to see up there.
I wish one year they would just make that one, put that one on a Saturday, when everybody's already there. Unfortunately, they play that one, on Wednesday or Thursday?
Yeah, Wednesday, I believe, both of those games.
Yeah, it's hard to get folks there to see that one. But I agree with you. I think that'd be a blast.
Just kind of gives you that Hoosiers feel, 6-man football inside that palace.
Yeah. Yeah, what a dream for those kids, too, to get to play in something like that after what they generally play. I mean, some of those kids play mostly on a cow pasture, right?
Yeah, dirt, rocks, cactus.
Yeah. All right, after the timeout, 3:23 to go, and snap back for the punt. This time no pressure. Wow. It's amazing what he can do when he doesn't get pressure. A heavy punt, it's on the ground, and I think the Matadors are going to have this one. Hippos couldn't field it. I believe it was Xavier Phoenix, and he just had a little bit of pressure on him. Boy, that was
one you need a fair catch.
Yeah, my goodness, that punt got up there.
Well, and he's not the one that's generally been back there all year, and he was having some trouble hauling them in before the game too, and they were trying a couple different people back there, and nobody could really seem to figure out the best way to catch it.
So Geen falls on it, and boy, just like that, they've got the ball 1st and 10 at the Hutto 29-yard line. There's one of those turnover mistakes by the Hippos.
That was actually a real punt. It was a spiral that turned over.
That was, nice punt. Mickles with the straight drop. Looking deep, throwing deep. He's got a man in the end zone and knocked away at the last second by Xavier Phoenix. So the man who muffed the punt able to come up with a nice play in the end zone. Tell you, he had the man. He was
him
beat.
Open.
Yeah.
We kind of got lucky there.
I think we did. So 2nd down and 10, ball at the 29-yard line. 3:07 to go in the first quarter. Hutto leads it 12-2. Single man in the backfield with Mickles. That's Washington. Now Ulrich goes in motion from left to right. Going to be an option this time running to the left side. Pitch to Washington. He's got room across the 25 and run out of bounds at the 22-yard line. He'll be short of the first down by about 3 yards.
Well, and again, they just send that receiver and clear the cornerback out, and there's no outside containment. He's able to just pitch that ball off to the back and pick up good, solid chunk of yards.
Yeah, it's just we don't really have an outside backer to get there on that play, and pretty wide open.
3rd down and 2 or 3 needed by the Matadors at the 23-yard line. This time an option. He gets the pitch. He's got room at the 20, cuts back inside to the 15, and down at the 13-yard line was Washington. I tell you, got heavy pressure on quarterback Jalen Mickles. Had to pitch it early, but then there was nobody there to grab the pitch man.
Well, and typically that first guy's there to make him pitch the ball, and there will be a second guy to actually tackle the ball carrier.
Fake the handoff pass over the middle, caught at the 2-yard line, and fighting for the goal line was Ulrich. He's wrapped up by the Hippos, but the Matadors are knocking on the door now with 2:35 to go in the first quarter. Hutto leading 12-2. Matadors line up fast and ready to go. I'd say look for that option play right here. Split 2 receivers left. Now put a man in motion going from right to left. And motion, I believe, before the ball is snapped. See if this one's going to be against the Hippos or the Matadors.
Maybe they're just trying to get a little bit more room to run that option.
Yeah. So 5 yards back against Seguin.
Well, going back to that speed option they keep running, we've got our linebacker there that forces him to pitch the ball, and you almost wonder if maybe he needs to try to get him on the outside and make him keep it and cut it back where the help is, because right now there's no help on the outside.
And you wonder if the Matadors call or actually I think the Hippos call a timeout with 2:17 to go. You wonder, all of the film that I watch, which I only watched highlight films of the Matadors this week, but I really didn't see much of this option play. So you wonder if that's something they put in.
A little wrinkle, and maybe they haven't seen teams that have gone man-to-man coverage as much as we do, and they figure that's a good way to exploit that. So I wonder if, maybe we might try to get back into that zone coverage and have a little bit more help on the outside.
Well, and like you guys talked about earlier is, you just don't see a lot of option these days, and defenses aren't used to it.
Well, especially not speed option. Everything's read option and either RPO, read option, throw that slant.
We run that little speed option every now and then and usually have success with it just because of that.
Yeah, kind of like the Liberty Hill offense. They've got a lot of success because nobody ever sees it. Nobody knows how to stop it.
So after the timeout, Matadors will have it 1st and goal at the 7-yard line. Snap back to Mickles, looking to throw into the end zone. Caught, touchdown, Ulrich. Got behind the Hippo linebackers. Well, they got a flag at the 15-yard line. Let's wait and see what that is.
Probably going to be a holding there.
It is. So take that touchdown off the board. Move them back 10 yards, and it's getting a little bit tougher for the Matadors.
Oh, they're just getting more room to run that speed option.
10-yard penalty, first down and goal. Ball spotted.
Yeah, as you said last time. Just keep on saying that.
Yep.
I wish they would instead of throwing it to a wide-open guy in the end zone.
No kidding.
Well, he just put it over the top of Brody, too. Brody almost didn't quite have the hops to jump up and knock it down, though.
So march it back to the 18-yard line, where it will be 1st and goal. Things start getting a little different. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Man in the backfield, faking the handoff. Mickles swinging it to the right side, caught, and wrestled down inside the 15. Going to mark him at the 13-yard line. Was number 6, Tristan Marino.
First time we've seen that tunnel to screen tonight.
2nd down and 13. Minute 45 to go in the first quarter. Again, Ulrich goes in motion from left to right. Faking the handoff, looking, throwing middle, and again, had it in the hands and dropped it. Number 10, Jonathan Patterson, was wide open. Hit him right in the hands, in the tee of Hutto in the end zone. And
I couldn't tell if maybe Trey Pinelli was able to get a paw in there and knock it out at the last second. Bryce, could you tell, or did he just drop it?
It looked like he just dropped it.
Wow.
I mean,
I think it just
pretty wide open.
Yeah, it looked to me like it just kind of hit him in the gut.
That's the second time they've run that post route, and we've got nobody in the middle to cover it.
Well, 3rd down and goal now at the 13-yard line. Again, Mickles dropping straight back, getting pressure. Chase rolling to his left, corner of the end zone, throws it out of bounds. So intended for the receiver number 1, Trevor Waz, but Waz ran out of. He was open, and
I knew you were trying to come up with something.
No, then he ran out of real estate in that back corner. So the Matadors will have to punt. Well, I think the Hippos definitely benefited from first from a holding penalty, then from just a drop touchdown pass.
Well, let's see if maybe we can keep the trend of bad field goal units going.
I saw the kicker before the game, and he's got plenty of leg for this 30-yard field goal.
I'll tell you what, Garrett Stiles, he's only kicked 1 field goal all year, though. He's 1 of 1 on the year. Snap back, hold down, kick is up.
Boy, talk about a lot of leg.
It is good. So minute 27 to go in the first quarter, and Seguin adds 3 points to make it Hippos 12, Seguin 5. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on hipposports.com and the SHN Sports Network.
The most important team member isn't always playing in the game. Sometimes they hold a clipboard on the sideline. A good coach doesn't just call plays. They instill confidence in the individual and help the team overcome adversity. At Frost, we believe that good coaching in your financial life can accomplish the same thing. After all, if we believe in you and you believe in you, anything is possible. Frost. Opt for optimism.
Welcome back to Hutto Memorial Stadium. A minute 27 to go in the first quarter, and Seguin cuts the Hutto lead to 12-5. Sounds
Just like
one
we
of
had expected.
the high-scoring baseball game going on here in Hutto. And if I asked you, if I said, how did they get the 5, you'd probably say a safety and a field goal. And
how did we get the 12?
Yeah,
4
exactly.
field goals, 6 safeties. 7 safeties in this game.
It's been very unusual scoring so far. Got to give a shout out to Michael Anderson, listening at a break with their ACF youth retreat in Hutto. All right. Kick, boy, there is a straight-on kick that's high up in the air and bounces. Goes out of bounds at the 43-yard line.
From where it went out, too.
After just making a 30-yard field goal right down the middle, he just shanked that.
Was it the same kicker?
Same guy.
Wow. He should have somebody holding his kickoff, pretending that it's a field goal.
Well, they might as well have gone onside kick on that one.
He looked like one of those, when you get your number drawn and you get to try to kick a field goal in between quarters of
for $1 million.
Yeah, for $1 million. That's what some of those end up looking like. So Hippos take over 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Great field position. Blitz look coming from the left side. Handoff to Kai Kimball, running right and picks up.
Well-timed blitz
gains.
there. They had
picked a good time to blitz the corner with
corner
that
blitz
run.
right into the. It seems like that's happened a lot to us this year, where we've run right into that corner.
Grayson see that, and he's got an easy read dump out here to
kidding.
the receiver.
Yeah, Mackay ran right into it. 1 minute to go in the first quarter. Hutto leading 12-5. 2 backs in the backfield with Grayson Doggett. Straight drop. Steps up. It's Kimball out of the backfield at the 45, 40, 35. And brought down at they're going to say he was down at the 33-yard line.
Hey, he told me he was going to be able to catch tonight.
Caught that one
two for
smoothly.
2. That's something we haven't seen in a couple weeks.
So 1st and 10 for the Hippos at the 33-yard line. 40 seconds to go in the first quarter. Hutto leading 12-5. Again, 2 receivers right side for the Hippos, 2 left. Kimball in the backfield. No, Michael Mason in the backfield with Doggett. Now Kimball goes in motion from left to right. Little jet sweep, trying to turn it up. And, boy, it looked like a horse collar for sure, but no call.
Oh, I think he was able to let go in time.
I heard Bryce say it.
I think those jet sweeps are something we had a lot of success with early on in the season. And as we've started to have some guys go down and you've got those some receivers that haven't seen as much playing time, that blocking a lot of times is a thing that goes and that you don't really think about with receivers. And so we're going to have a little bit of an issue trying to get that edge.
Well, that play will end the first quarter. We've played 1 here in Hutto. It's the Hippos 12, the Seguin Matadors 5. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on hipposports.com and the SHN Sports Network.
Looking for future leaders we can trust and believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Texas. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It begins by making their grades and being on time for practice. It includes learning to listen, following directions, accepting responsibility, being a good role model. And it's about respect for officials, opponents, the rules, and each other. The result? It transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. High school sports. There's so much more than just a game. This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Set to go here. Start the second quarter. Grayson Doggett takes the snap, rolls, has a man wide open at the 20-yard line, at the 15, spinning out of a tackle and brought down at about the 10-yard line was Trey Pinelli. Great job by Grayson. He kind of got away from some pressure, found Pinelli over the middle. Trey did a little jumps to grab that ball out of the air.
And did a good job of settling down in that zone. And like we've said, we need Grayson to be able to stay calm in that pocket like he has been and find the open guy. And Trey did a good job of finding the hole in the zone and getting a bunch of yards.
First and goal at the 9-yard line for the Hippos, and flags fly. And,
Man,
boy, that
looked
is
like
just
Mackay moved just a little quick.
Boy, we've had so many of those, it seems like, in the last 3 or 4 weeks. These little 5-yarders that come at such critical times take you from, how many of those do we have against Cedar Park?
How many drives do we have?
We're just getting more room for that speed option.
Exactly. All right.
Well, at least we're not 1st and 15. Only
true.
1st and 14.
There you go. First and goal at the 14-yard line for the Hippos. Kimball in the backfield. Now he goes in motion, empty backfield for Doggett. Straight drop, setting up a screen pass to Phoenix at the 10, at the 5, runs over his own man, and he's in for the touchdown. Boy, Xavier Phoenix took it, and he had one blocker in front of him, and he couldn't wait for him, so he just barreled over his blocker.
I tell you what, Dietrich Williams almost got credit for a goal line stop there.
Boy, nice run by Xavier. Nice call on the screen by the Hippos, a little tunnel screen.
I think we could have scored a touchdown on both sides. He had Mackay swinging out to the right side, and there was absolutely nobody on that right side to cover him.
Let's see if we can convert an extra point here. 11:04 to go. Evan Gutierrez on to attempt it. Snap back, low snap, hold down, kick is up, and it's good. So 11:04 to go in the second quarter now. It's Hutto 19, Seguin 5. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on hipposports.com, SHN Sports Network.
A-Plus Federal Credit Union is a longtime supporter of Hutto ISD. Earn cash back and support Hippo Nation with the student-designed A-Plus FCU Hutto ISD Hippo Debit Card. When you use your Hippo Debit Card, you and Hutto ISD both earn up to 10 cents with every purchase. Hutto ISD has received over $71,000 in cash back from A-Plus FCU members since August 2016. Stop by the Hutto branch on Ed Schmidt Boulevard to get your card and start earning today. Membership required, insured by NCUA.
Welcome back to Hutto Memorial Stadium. Hippos strike again. They've scored on every one of their offensive possessions so far. And 11:04 to go in the second quarter. They lead it 19-5. And if you tuned in late, the 5 for Seguin came on first. The 2 points came on the very first PAT attempt by the Hippos that was blocked and returned for 2 points. Then they got a field goal. And then the Hippos also missed their second PAT. This time that high kick is fielded at the fair caught at the 30-yard line again. Boy, it has just been – that's been the most consistent thing of this game tonight.
You could put a bucket on the 3, and I think he'd make it in there every time.
I wonder, do they, when they're practicing those kicks, do they have something that they're aiming at?
Yeah, I think the 30.
Do they have a bucket that they're trying to drop it in?
So which score is weirder, 12-5 or 19-5?
Yeah,
I'm not
sure.
I
like 19-5.
Oh, yeah, that's better for us.
Better. Matadors set up 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line. Boy, put a man in motion, dropping deep wide. Throwing deep is Mickles, and it is tipped away at the last second. Nice job by number 16, Jordan Phoenix. He was running stride for stride
that was very
with
well
the
defended.
Intended receiver, number 1, Trevor Waz. Not a bad pass by Jalen Mickles, but great coverage by Jordan Phoenix.
Oh, and that's good to see. Obviously, that's been kind of our weakness on defense this year is that deep pass. So it's good to see being able to run with them and not only deflect the ball away, but do it cleanly and not get called for pass interference.
Yeah, about as good as it gets technique-wise there.
Yeah. Second down and 10. Handoff. Boy, trying to go left side and going nowhere was number 4, Marcus Washington. Hey, talk about defensive backs. We have a former Hutto defensive back and college defensive back we're going to get to talk to at halftime, Brandon Douglas, former star Hippo, who is back in town, being an adult now, working a real job. But we want to talk to Brandon just about.
I haven't seen Brandon yet. Is he up there staying warm with you?
He's standing right here behind us. He is.
Tell him, hey.
Mickles takes the ball, going to scramble to his left, and he'll reach the 35, and that's it before he's brought down. Yeah, Brandon, of course, had a great career at Rice, and not only a great football career, but obviously got a great education. Braylon Sugg a little slow getting up at the 20-yard line.
Don't want to see that.
No, we saw him, or we saw Amir Ward a little gimpy earlier too, so.
Yeah, well, at least Amir's seemed to be some sort of upper body issue.
I think Braylon's all
I
right.
think they're both fine.
So the Matadors are going to punt again.
Something we don't need.
No kidding. It's just been I said the Hippos need to do a prayer walk around this field and around the field house, and goodness, the injuries have just been crazy. There's a high punt, but that one doesn't have near the depth. I think the entire Hutto team, Bryce, was down there telling them to get away from it, right?
Yeah, it was definitely a getaway kick.
That one was definitely getaway. I think we heard every single body in the orange shirt saying it.
Jose Pena was back there fielding the punt. Is he a recent call-up?
He's been up several games. About the time Brody and Gary Choice came up.
Yeah, I guess first time they've put him back there.
So Hutto will start off 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line. 9:50 to go in the second quarter. They lead it 19-5. Split 2 receivers right side, single receiver left. Kimball in the backfield with Doggett. Handoff goes to Mackay. Starts middle, turns back right, and then turns it on across the 45-40. And brought down from behind by number 24, I believe, for the Matadors, Joseph Vela. But, boy, he was lucky to catch Mackay, but Kimball takes it all the way down to the 39-yard line and Seguin into the field.
Oh, and Seguin better be careful here because this could get out of hand if we are able to score. If we're able to score here and go up by 4 scores.
Kimball again in the backfield, takes the handoff from Doggett, slips. Looked like he was about to make a cut to his left, slipped at the 38-yard line.
Looked like he was running on Maynard turf.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, that's the best tackle so far tonight against Mackay was the 38.
His own tackle?
Yeah, the hash mark.
What do you call it?
Self-tackleization.
Yeah, Spike Dykes used to call it self-tackleization. Second down and 9. Snap back. Doggett rolling to his left. Looking now, he gets pressure, and Grayson, boy, he's able to escape it. Still scrambling. Now he throws it, and it is caught, I believe. They're going to say it's incomplete. Hit the ground.
Yeah,
what a job by Grayson Doggett.
Houdini
just
Doggett.
running for his life. Bryce, he got your moves down there.
Yeah, he's got my moves okay. Yeah, and that one just barely short hop the receiver, but other than that, it was a Houdini move.
I don't know how he got out of that. He had about 3 guys around him, and he's lucky he probably didn't fumble it too. You know, that ball was up above his head, but he spun out of it and then came over to his left and almost made a miraculous throw. Falls incomplete. 3rd down and 9 for the Hippos now at the 38-yard line. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Blitz look coming from the Matadors, and whistles blow, and the Hippos call a timeout with 8:46 to go.
Yeah, I think we were going to get the snap off with 1 second to spare.
Yeah. Yeah, that's that's a move that Grayson hadn't had to make or been able to make so far this year, and that one was, I think that was just survival, right?
That was when he got out of it, he didn't really know what was happening.
I don't think he was expecting to get out of that.
He was like, all of a sudden, what do I do now?
Like, oh, so I'll throw it.
You know, just does a good job keeping his eyes downfield and looking for a receiver that might be open.
Yeah.
He does. That's one thing he does a good job. He does not give up on the play. And sometimes you maybe just want him to throw it away. But he does. He keeps his eyes downfield, and he's always trying to find one. He's always trying to find somebody. And for the most part, they do a good job of moving around when he moves around and trying to find those holes.
You just see a lot of and Grayson watches these kids like Joe Burrow at LSU and this Brock Purdy, Iowa State that Texas plays this week. He is.
Oh yeah,
he's just uncanny as far as keeping his eyes downfield.
He really is
in the midst of a storm.
Yeah, with a bunch of big guys coming at him. All right, 3rd down and 9 for the Hippos after the timeout. 2 men in the backfield this time with Grayson. Fakes the handoff. Now he's going to be brought down. Oh, ball's on the ground. Picked up by Michael Mason. And then he's quickly tackled at the 45-yard line. Well, that time heavy pressure on Doggett before he could even look downfield. And As he was spinning down, the ball popped out of his hands, but Michael Mason was there to fall on it for Hutto, but it'll be a 4th down now and 16 at their 45-yard line. First punt of the night for Brody Bueno.
Well, he's been pretty good when we're punting from our opponent's territory. We'll see how deep he's able to pin them here.
Alex Concepcion stands at his own 10-yard line. Snap back. Picked up by Brody. Angling it to the right side. Kicks at the 20 and out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. Well, got one of those kicks.
We're going to get a unnecessary roughness there on number, I think it was number 84.
Flags
for Seguin.
At around the 30-yard line. And
either that or a hold.
Got a pile of them there.
A couple of refs saw the same thing because they put their flags in the exact same spot.
Yeah, holding.
So this one, it was at the 18. Should move it back to about, the 9-yard line?
Math checks out.
You're a math teacher, so I got to make sure I do it right when you're standing next to me.
Yeah, I looked up and saw big number 99 for the Matador, for Seguin, just laying on top of Jason Vogelpohl. I saw a flag flying. I just assumed it was some sort of unnecessary roughness.
We've seen that several times this year. Somebody big laying on the top of Jason.
Yeah, well, I think he kind of eggs it on.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Never sure who started that whole scene.
I think we are sure who started it.
Miles Garrett.
Yeah. 1st and 10 for Seguin. Rolling to his right side was Mickles. Flag comes flying from way
Wow, what
deep.
a toss.
Boy, that official threw the flag from about the 40, and he landed it at the 10.
35-yard throw. Wow.
That was a sweet throw.
We've seen some impressive officials
yeah,
this
we have
year.
seen some athleticism from some
we
officials.
We could put together a decathlon of officials.
Yeah, I think they got Brody holding number 10 coming across.
Yeah.
I think Brody's kind of getting behind him, and
it's going to be marched off against Hutto. Yeah, we had that one official that was the sprint champion, and then this guy just was the long toss champion.
You know, one of the easier things, not easier, but one of the quicker things you can pick up on as a new linebacker is stopping the run. A lot of times it's harder to stop the pass.
1st and 10 at the 19, handoff to Washington, moving to his left side. Crosses the 25 up to the 26-yard line. Tackled by number 13, Tyler Kelly. Able to bring him down.
Hutto definitely needs to make a stop and get another score before half. We let them do anything now.
Yeah.
It's going to be an interesting second half.
It would definitely change the momentum. Yeah, Hippos had that last drive was looking promising. That was the first time they'd stopped us all night, so 2 receivers right, 2 left for the Matadors. Washington in the backfield with Mickles. Handoff goes to Washington, starts right, tries to turn it back up to the middle. That's probably not the direction you want to go against this Hippo defensive line. And to meet him was Vogelpohl and Amir Ward at the 26-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd down, still 3 yards needed for the first down. 6:50 to go in the second quarter. Hutto leading 19-5.
Defense has done a really good, like you said earlier, obviously they've given up 5 points, but 2 of those points came against the offense, and really the only success downfield they've had is a muffed punt on the Hippos' part. So
that's about it.
It's been a very solid defensive effort thus far against a good offensive team.
Absolutely. Mickles with a straight drop, throwing deep left side. He's got a man and just overthrows him. Intended for number 1, Trevor Waz.
He had a step.
But again, not bad. He was ahead of him. Again, Jordan Phoenix, though, not bad, running kind of right there with him, and he was going to have to drop that in perfectly and couldn't do it.
He almost did. That was a good-looking ball. Obviously, they're no strangers to throwing the ball around. He's got 1,600 yards passing this year and 20 touchdowns. So we've it's been an impressive feat so far to be able to shut them down.
So 4th down, 3 needed. And again, Hippos should get good field position after the punt. Snap back. Hippos might have been offsides. That's going to be unfortunate.
Be a costly offside.
Yep, ball kicks near midfield, takes a Matador bounce, and going to be killed at the 36-yard line, but where the flag was makes me think it could be an offsides against.
Unless they were lined up too many men in the backfield. A lot of times you see that on a punt. Just a little bit of a miscommunication.
Let's see. Well, they're looking back at the illegal procedure against the Matadors. That's good. So the Hippos will indeed have good field position to start. They'll start at the 41-yard line after that 5-yard march off. 6:12 to go in the first half. Hutto leads it 19-5.
I think a 6-minute and 12-second touchdown drive would be just about perfect right here.
Sure.
Or a 17-second touchdown drive.
I'll say, how about just a touchdown
or
drive?
A quick one and get the ball back and go again.
There you go. Snap back to Doggett, rolling to his left, looking, trying to screen or throw a pass out of the backfield, complete
Zane Bolding.
to Zane Bolding. Zane lined up in that, we're kind of over in that left slot area.
Yeah, I think was he lined up there? Or was he lined up in the backfield?
He was kind of in that H-back spot.
Yeah.
Zane Bolding, the man, the myth, the legend.
The hair, right? 2nd down and 1, ball marked at midfield.
I saw Coach McLean had his.
I saw that
standing
outside his door.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, saw that. With those sunglasses and the beard and the flowing locks. 2nd down and 1 needed, ball at midfield. Snap back, faking the handoff. Grayson looking, throwing over the middle, and a sliding catch made by
Well, and then thought maybe he was in the NFL.
Wow.
He was going to get up and run.
Boy.
Looked like hey, Rocky Blyer there.
No kidding. There you go. Ryan doesn't know who that is.
I don't have a clue.
1st down and 10. Hippos trying to go NASCAR. Handoff goes to Makai Kimball. Starts right. Tries to turn it back middle. And in that typical NASCAR result, picks up about a yard.
Oh, what are we doing? Get the ball to Zane.
We've got to talk to Coach LaPlante about his NASCAR deal.
Yeah.
I mean, get up there, go NASCAR, and let's throw another one.
Well, yeah, it's the same play. That's what gets
time.
us.
2nd down and 9. Kimball goes in motion, swinging it to him out of the backfield and breaks a tackle at the 30, lunges forward near the 25-yard line. Going to be short of the first by about a yard.
Well, the whole idea of going fast is trying to get the defense caught off guard and get them out of position.
Before
but
they can sub.
If they know exactly what we're going to do every time, it's
I think that's pretty easily picked up on film.
So 3rd down and 2 yards needed, looks like, by the Hippos. Kimball in the backfield. Again, Zane Bolding lines up in that little H spot.
I'm with you, Bryce. I think we go back to the same play that works if we go NASCAR.
Handoff to Kimball, trying to power forward. He's
going to
get really close
give it to him.
To where he needed.
Well, Grayson says it's 1st down, so
then it must be.
Right.
See where they mark it. I mean, the official from the far side, it's going to be probably going to require a measurement right here. Looks like the nose of the ball is right on the 23. I don't know, Bryce, are you trying to see where you are?
No, I'm like at the 45 other end.
Oh, okay.
Well, and I can't see the yellow line down there. Can you see the yellow line? I can't tell.
Yeah, no, the yellow line's not there. Need to work on that.
Tell you, I don't know. I like being behind our offense.
Yeah, you get a little better look.
Yeah, it just seems to be the better place to watch.
I think
we got a nice moon coming up over there, kind of right over downtown Hutto.
Oh, it sure is. I think he's got this by about an inch. Let's see.
I think he's going to be short.
By a credit card.
There you go.
Yeah, going to be a little.
And wow, it is a 1st down by an inch.
Wow.
Pull out the piece of paper. What was
that?
It was a Monday night game.
Yeah, the old credit card.
The folder,
game.
yeah.
So 1st down, literally by the nose of the football. 3:59 to go in the first half. Hutto leads at 19-5, driving, trying to add to that.
Well, it's a good thing we're playing with 11.25-inch football and not 11-inch.
That's right. Snap back, hand off to Michael Mason going to the right side, and Michael drags about 3 Matadors with him down to the 20. Got to experience their first dose of Michael Mason tonight.
Yeah, I've been surprised that we haven't seen him yet. I guess we've been having some success with Makai, but I was really thinking that Makai would be the outside guy and Michael Mason would be the inside guy, especially after what we saw last week and how bruising of a runner he was.
2nd down and 8. This time Mason does line up in the backfield with Doggett. Handoff goes to Michael. Again, trying to power up the middle, cross the 20 down to the 19-yard line.
Well, and again, they come with that corner blitz, and we kind of run right into it. And I'm with you, Bryce. I think if Grayson's able to look over and see it, because he was selling it a little bit early, and if he's able to look over and see that, just pull that thing and put it right in Josh Gonzalez's gut and see what he can do with it.
Third down, 7 yards needed for the Hippos. Ball at the 19-yard line, 2:55 to go in the first half. They lead it 19-5. 2 receivers right side, 2 receivers split left. Mason in the backfield with Doggett. Pressure coming. Grayson looking, throwing right, caught, and right at the 11-yard line. Nice catch by Jared Bealey.
Nice catch, nice throw. Good job getting to the sticks. And good blitz pickup there by Michael Mason. They came with a linebacker blitz, and he was home free, and Michael Mason just picked him up and stopped him right in his tracks and gave Grayson enough time to get it out there.
And Grayson did a good job of taking that ball and turning those hips, Bryce, and flinging it over to the right side.
Did the old Dak.
Did the Dak hip move.
Well, Michael Mason, he's improved a lot in the last month or so on that.
Snap back to Doggett, looking. Pressure coming from the right side. Now he's going to scramble. He's got some running room at the 5 and run out of bounds at the 4-yard line. Good job by Grayson to spot that opening on the right side. He had some pressure coming. He escaped it and just took off running. Reminded me of Brandon Douglas back in his day.
Brandon would have scored.
Yeah, Brandon would have scored
He had
easy.
a little bit more speed.
2:22 to go in the first half. Second down and 3 needed for the Hippos, leading 19-5. Ball marked at the 4-yard line.
First time we've seen Mackay and Michael in the backfield at the same time.
Stand on each side. Handoff goes to Mason to the right side, powering, and they're going to mark him short. Thought he got in.
That's okay. Got the first down. We can milk a little bit more clock.
First and goal at the 1, and the Hippos, of course, line up and go NASCAR, which I'm not sure why you do that, because at this point, let the clock run, right? Take your time.
Well, I think probably what we would have done, I think we were going to get up there and fake the snap, see if we can get him to jump and then reset.
Snap back, hand off to Mason, pushing forward, still pushing. Good job by the Seguin Matadors to wrap him up and drag him down for no gain. Actually might have lost about a half a yard.
Yeah, you stop Michael Mason there. You've done a job.
Yeah, he didn't have much blocking there. Kind of basically it was him versus 3 Matadors.
2 straight plays, we go inside with him, and Mackay kind of swings around the back almost like he's ready to run that triple option with Grayson. I was expecting maybe to see it a 3rd time, but Michael comes running off the field, and we've got 1 back now.
Second down and goal, ball at the 2-yard line. Kimball in the backfield. Grayson rolling to his left, throwing in. It is
Gary Choice.
Caught for the touchdown. Hit Gary Choice in the hands, and he bobbled it, and he stayed with it as he was falling to the ground and was able to snag it right off the ground for the Hippo touchdown with 1:19 to go in the first half. Hippos lead at 25-5 with the point after attempt to come. Yeah, hit him right in the hands, and again, like I said, he kind of bobbled it just a little bit.
Kind of a bullet.
Gives Gary his first varsity touchdown.
Gutierrez on to attempt the extra point. Snap back, hold down. Kick is up. That one might have been tipped. I think it was.
My goodness.
It was blocked again. And so that one's going to fall. No good.
They're just pouring in from that right side.
All of a sudden, it's like exactly what was happening in the first game of the year.
I think we've got a different guy snapping the ball back there, and it's just kind of throwing the timing off. The ball's not getting back as quickly, and the whole operation just kind of. It all starts with that snap, and if that's not there, if that's not crisp, then everything gets thrown off.
So that'll make it 25-5 with 1:19. Well, the Hippos have left. They've left 3 out there from missed PATs and then given 2 on the return.
Extra points have cost us 5 points.
Yep. So 1:19 to go in the first half, and they lead at 25-5. Bryce mentioned that beautiful moon coming up over downtown Hutto. It is. It's a not a full moon, but, and I don't know, is that a waxing or waning?
I think it's waning.
Gibbous or what is the?
It's a gibbous because it's bigger than half, I think.
Oh, is that what that means?
I don't know.
Anytime they're orange, I call them harvest moons.
Well, it's not a crescent, so
harvest moon works.
Let's go with a waning gibbous.
Around Thanksgiving.
We'll see if we can get confirmation on that.
I like harvest. Fernandez set to kick. High pooch and fair caught. Oh, at the 35. Yeah, it looked like he was going to. At first I thought he was hit, but I think it was just a little love tap.
Yeah, I think he got pushed into him as well.
So Seguin will set up 1st and 10 at their 30, where are they going to put it, 34-yard line. Yeah, just so consistent with that pooch kick.
I've just received confirmation that we were 100% correct on the moon. It is a waning gibbous.
There you go.
Yep. Seventh grade science is paying off.
7th grade science was a long time ago for Bryce and me. It was a lot closer for you.
You must have good teachers if you still remember.
I was totally guessing. Snap back to Mickles swinging a pass left side to Ulrich, run out of bounds over in front of his own bench at the 43-yard line. Going to be short of the first down by a yard. Minute 13 to go. Matadors have 2 timeouts, so Hippos need to. Let's not let them get a score right before halftime.
No, well,
go in up 25-5, and you get the ball to start the second half.
Field goal range is probably about the 30-35 for them. They've got a good leg kicker, so.
If he's kicking field goals, not kickoffs.
Well, that's what he'd be kicking.
Mickles rolling to his right, and he's just going to keep it and run out of bounds at the 43.
Better job on that.
Stop that.
Well, they listened to Ryan.
Yeah, they finally ran a zone
defense. Yeah, they played him
defense
inside out on
yeah.
it.
He did get just enough for the first down. Got it up to the 44-yard line. Minute 6 to go in the first half. Hey, you just don't let anybody get behind you. Like, you don't want a repeat of that Cedar Park game right before halftime. 2 receivers left, 2 right, 1 man in the backfield with Mickles. Fakes the handoff, drops straight back. Looking, throwing deep over the middle, and incomplete, intended for number 1, Trevor Waz. He also had number 6, Tristan Moreno, running deep and kind of dropped it between the 2 of them. Second down and 10.
You got a feeling that they're going to connect on some of those deep passes here coming up pretty soon. They're not. They're there, and they're just missing them by a little bit. And obviously they've had success this year with some of those. So
Ulrich goes in motion from right to left. Mickles straight drop, thrown over the middle. It's intercepted at the 45-yard line, back to midfield to the 40, and run down at the 38-yard line was.
I think it was Vogelpool.
Who came up with that? Jason Vogelpool.
See if he goes and gets
runs
that
over,
chicken,
needs to go get the
of course.
turnover chicken. He's looking for it.
No hesitation.
There
either.
he goes with the turnover chicken, taking it over to the student section, flings it, and it doesn't even make it into the stands. And then he does it again. That time, that was a failed launch of the turnover chick at the first time.
From the Seguin kicker.
Had a high hang time on the turnover chicken on the first throw. So the Hippos.
Georgetown LBJ put up a bunch in the first half. Georgetown 3, LBJ nothing.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
It's a SEC battle going on.
Maynard Dripping Springs halftime drip is up 24-21, so good game there.
Interesting. So Hippos 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line, swinging a pass. Mackay had to go to his knees to catch it.
Well, and that's one you probably wish you would have dropped, too.
Yeah.
Lose yards and the clock keeps rolling.
Yeah, if he could have stayed up and caught that, then he had lots of running room left side. Clock continues to run, 35 seconds. I can hear the coaches next door banging on the counter to hurry up. Snap back to Doggett, looking right. Now going to scramble and going to be brought down, sacked. Boy, he was kind of clobbered from behind, too, as he was bending over. So sacked back at the 44-yard line. 23 seconds to go. Hippos are going to have it 3rd down and about 15 yards needed. They call their last timeout, or do they still have one left?
That was the last one. Yeah, Grayson took a good little lick there. He got spun around, and the linebacker was coming in and just was able to clean it up. And he had his back turned, and I think he kind of got him in the head neck area.
Tell you talk about a first-round matchup. Westlake drew Cibolo Steele.
Yeah.
Westlake number 12 and 6A Cibolo Steele 23.
Yeah.
So, but Westlake's up 13-7. About a minute left in the first half.
Well, that was one of our picks this Monday night in the coaches show. I picked that one because I said that was a matchup of 2 top 20 type teams, and I think I might have picked Steele.
I think I was the only one that picked Steele.
Were you?
I think so. I think I was. Did anybody else pick Maynard?
Mm-mm. Nobody else was that crazy.
That's right.
So third down after the timeout. Hippos need about 15 yards. Straight drop by Grayson, setting up a screen pass. Got some room at the 40-yard line. Oh, nice play by the Matadors to recover.
That'll be the last. Oh, we're going to get
Jared
some help.
Bealey down at the 35-yard line.
Number 8, Bealey.
Got a melee going on down around the 30-yard line, and the Matadors have a man down at midfield, and I guess that's the help you're talking about that's going to stop the clock.
Yeah, we didn't have any timeouts left. Weren't going to be able to stop the clock at all, and injured players going to force that clock to stop and force them to use a timeout.
Yeah, and now you're going to be able to at least throw one deep into the end zone.
Yeah, I guess you probably got to throw it deep here.
Well, I mean, you got 9 seconds. I guess you could run a quick out pattern and get out of bounds.
Surely you don't try to kick a field goal from the 35.
What do you do, Brandon Douglas? You throw it deep, or you try to get the first down, get out of bounds? We got a good field goal kicker.
52 yards, though.
Yeah, I think if you could get him down inside the 30, maybe 25, you'd have a go at it.
Yeah, well, with 9 seconds, I think you're right. I think we've got time to be able to throw a quick out route. Just be smart about it and don't. A lot of times those out routes get picked off or whatever it is.
So here we go. Fourth down, and Hippos, boy. Clock stops. Did Seguin call a timeout? They did. I tell you, that clock had gotten down to 4 seconds. The Hippos hadn't snapped it, and Seguin calls a timeout. Well, now you have to throw it. You throw it deep.
I don't understand that timeout.
That was interesting, right? They must have seen something that scared them. Give a shout-out to Teresa Aguilar. She is listening from Buda. She said, "Is that my guy with you?" I was like, "Yep." Teresa, it's Ryan. He's been doing the call with me all year. And Bryce is down on the sidelines, of course. Teresa Aguilar, one of the biggest Hutto Hippo fans there is, and one of the best Hutto Hippo photographers around. She's Bryce, I know between your family and my family, she's taken hundreds and hundreds of pictures.
She's burned a lot of film.
Yeah.
Well, I can't even say film anymore, but
taking up a lot of gigabytes.
Yeah, a lot of gigs.
She's preserved a lot of memories for all of us, for sure. Lynn Gutierrez listening in.
So do we have – what's the time? I mean, we were at 9 seconds. The clock shouldn't have started,
right, I think they should have had to use a timeout. I don't know why. They wound the clock, though, so that's –
Well, they had that injury.
Well, right, so they should have had to use a timeout there.
Oh.
I don't know why the clock Yeah,
I think it's live. Here we go. So 4 seconds to go. This one should be just
Brad's thinking there should be 9 seconds left, too.
Snap back to Grayson. He's going to try to get it out of bounds, but
should have had 9 seconds.
Yeah, not really sure. Brad's arguing that too. Yeah, Brad's down there talking to the officials saying, why was there only 4 seconds? Of course, I'm not sure why Brad wasn't asking that question.
Well, he's asking right now.
Yeah, but why he wasn't asking it before the play actually started?
Well, he said something to him before the play, and they disregarded it. So I don't know.
No, it didn't make any sense. We will. We got a couple of clock officials up here. We'll try to find out the answer to that during halftime. But we have reached halftime here at Hutto Memorial Stadium, and it is Hutto 25, Seguin Matadors 5. You are listening to Hutto Hippo Football on hipposports.com, SHN Sports Network. We invite you to stay with us. We're after a few commercials, we're going to come back and we're going to talk to former Hippo legend Brandon Douglas and just kind of I want to talk to Brandon a lot about what it was like to be a college football player at Rice and a student at a prestigious university like Rice, and also just find out what Brandon's up to now. Adulting in the real world out there representing Hippo Nation. 25-5 at halftime. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on hipposports.com and the SHN Sports Network.
The University Interscholastic League would like to thank its corporate sponsors. Without the generous support of these sponsors, many UIL activities would not be possible. The UIL gives special thanks to Balfour, Baylor Scott & White, Dairy Max, Dairy Queen, Ford, Fox Sports Southwest, Gatorade, Hellas Construction, Max Preps, the NFHS Network, Nike, Register My Athlete, Spalding, and Texas Farm Bureau Insurance. These generous corporate sponsors support the UIL in all its activities, music, academics, and athletics. The UIL appreciates these sponsors and their participation in all that the UIL does in Texas extracurricular activities. On behalf of the UIL and its corporate sponsors, thank you for supporting UIL activities in your community and enjoy the game.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Texas. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
ACDI, Al Clausen Disposal, supports the Hippo Nation. ACDI is a locally owned family company that specializes in solid waste services, including residential, recycling, commercial, and roll-off. Al Clausen Disposal has grown into a top 100 ranked corporation. Their mission is simple. They're committed to providing safe, reliable, and environmentally sound waste solutions at cost-effective rates while embracing new ideas to reduce the carbon footprint. Al Clausen Disposal, your local choice for all your collection and disposal needs. ACDI says go Hippos!
Hutto Family Eye Care has partnered with Hutto ISD for almost 10 years. Hutto Family Eye Care has been the leader and preferred provider of quality vision care products and personalized service to patients in Hutto. Their doctors use only the most advanced, state-of-the-art technology and eye care products available. Give your vision the level of care and attention it deserves. Hutto Family Eye Care on Exchange Boulevard, across the street from the post office.
The Hutto Family YMCA, proud to partner with Hutto ISD. The Hutto Family YMCA is a center for fitness, family, and community. They provide Hutto residents with a state-of-the-art facility for programs and events that focus on youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. The YMCA works with Hutto ISD to provide an after-school program and other events such as Friday Night Live for middle school students. Check out the Hutto Y or call 512-846-2360. The Hutto Family YMCA. Strength from within.
The most important team member isn't always playing in the game. Sometimes they hold a clipboard on the sideline. A good coach doesn't just call plays. They instill confidence in the individual and help the team overcome adversity. At Frost, we believe that good coaching in your financial life can accomplish the same thing. After all, if we believe in you and you believe in you, anything is possible. Frost. Opt for optimism.
Meet Josh.
Hi, everybody.
Josh is a high school basketball player, solid shooter, great teammate.
Hey, don't forget my tenacious D.
And he's my son.
Uh-huh.
So, what does Josh do to be the best basketball player he can be?
I play tennis.
Studies show that student athletes here in Texas who play more than one high school sport are more likely to excel. Tennis does more than improve Josh's conditioning. It gives him a fresh competitive outlet, reduces the risk of injury by cross-training, and introduces him to different coaching techniques and new friends.
Don't get me wrong, hoops are my first love. Tennis just gives me a little break.
So when the new season begins, Josh isn't burned out on basketball. He's eager to play, and you can see the difference in his game.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Welcome back to Hutto Memorial Stadium. We're at halftime of tonight's by-district matchup between the Hutto Hippos and the Seguin Matadors. Hippos lead at 25-5, kind of one of those games that started going the Hippos' way early on. The Hippos took their opening possession, or actually Seguin took the opening possession. Hippos held them to a punt, and then the Hippos, Makai Kimball had an 11-yard touchdown run on the Hippos' first possession, but the PAT was blocked and returned for 2 points by Seguin. We had that strange score of 6-2 with 8:34 to go in the first quarter. Hippos again held the Matadors to a punt, and Hippos on their next possession, Grayson Doggett found Jared Bealey for a 67-yard touchdown reception with 4:35 to go in the first quarter to make it 12-2. And again, the PAT was no good. A high snap that particular time, and Hippos led it 12-2. On the Seguin's next possession, they again punted, but the Hippos fumbled the punt. Seguin recovered it at the Hutto 29. They were able to ultimately convert that into a 30-yard field goal to make the lead 12-5. Hutto with 1:27 to go in the first quarter. Stayed that way as they went into the second quarter, and then Hutto's next possession, Xavier Phoenix took a 14-yard touchdown pass on a screen pass from Grayson Doggett, and with 11:04, Hippos stretched their lead to 19-5. Had a few punts back and forth between the two teams until Grayson found freshman or sophomore Gary Choice with the touchdown, 2-yard touchdown reception with 1:19 to go in the first half to make the lead 25-5 Hutto, and that's where we stand at halftime of this bi-district matchup between the Hippos and the Seguin Matadors. Well, I mentioned we would be joined at halftime by a former Hippo star, and we are. It's Brandon Douglas, and Brandon played for the Hippos back in the that 2014 team that went to the state quarterfinals. Was just loaded with talent and probably one of the best teams to ever play in Hutto. That team, along with last year's team, of course, the Hippos got upset last year in the third round, but boy, people have talked about both of those two teams as being two of the best teams to ever play in Hutto. And Brandon, welcome back. Welcome to the welcome to the press box. You're not used to watching games from up here.
Yeah, I definitely. This is actually my first time while being in Hutto, like being in here.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I've never been up here.
You've never experienced the plush quarters of the of what we call the mobile home on stilts here at the top of the stands. Yeah, we laugh and say we'll be almost certainly going to be a 6A high school this next realignment, and we have a 2A press box. So, when you're a fast-growing school district, all your money's got to go to building schools. And but in this bond we passed last May, there is some money in there to upgrade the stadium a little bit. So we look forward to that. Well, Brandon graduated in class of 2015.
Yes, sir,
2015, and went on and was recruited by a number of schools to play college football. Ended up settling at Rice, and I'm sure that choice was made not only because it was a good football opportunity, but a great academic opportunity to land at a school like Rice, right?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, like you said, football-wise, it was great because, we were coming off of, I think it was like 6 straight bowl games, won 4 out of those 6, and then, of course, 1 conference. But then on top of that, you throw the academics in there, it kind of was a gimme. Really no questions asked. When they offered, I went and visited the campus, I think like 2 days later, and, I shook Coach Bailiff's hand and told him I want to commit. So, yeah, it was a pretty easy decision.
Talk a little bit about, I want to talk to you on 2 accounts. One, what it was like playing at the at the NCAA Division I level, with a team like Rice, and all the experiences that come with that. Obviously, getting to travel, play in awesome places, all that. But then I also want to talk about the whole academic aspect of Rice. But let's talk first the football side of it. Well, what was that like to experience big time college football?
Well, first and foremost, it was a blessing. Not a lot of guys get to experience it, and so I was blessed to be given the opportunity to do that. As far as the experience, there's nothing like it. I tell anyone who asks me about it, I tell them it's nothing like playing Division I football. It took me literally all the way across the world. We played in Australia, played Stanford.
Oh, did y'all really?
Yeah, we were there for a week in Sydney, Australia for the Sydney Cup.
What time of the year was that?
It was around the end of the summer. I think we played like the last week of August. It was 0 week.
So that's like that's their spring, right? Because they're complete opposite of us.
Yeah,
when it comes to seasons.
It was still pretty cold. So I'm thinking it was about around that time. But that was great. Like I said, it took me literally all the way around the world, flying on a big, huge plane, and then of course playing in all these different stadiums. I played here in Austin, played at UT. That was probably my favorite game at Rice. I played at Heinz Stadium up in Pittsburgh. And then, of course, last year playing against LSU. Death Valley, there's nothing like that. Especially because I got an interception and kind of got to silence the whole crowd. It was insane. So getting to experience stuff like that, especially because I kind of grew up liking schools like LSU and UT and stuff, and playing in those stadiums and, just kind of being in front of that crowd, it doesn't feel real, just hearing, how loud it is and seeing all the people. But there's nothing like it. And then, of course, the brotherhood. It looks on Saturdays, nice and pretty, and all the big plays and highlights, but it's a grind.
A lot of work.
Yeah, it's definitely a grind, and that's what I kind of tell some of the younger guys is it's cool, going through recruiting and doing that stuff. But man, when you get there, it's business. It's straight business, and especially in today's football. I mean, everyone's trying to get into the playoff. Everyone's trying to win games. No one wants to just – bowl games are almost, an automatic for pretty much every school in the country now. They're like, we don't just want a bowl game. We want conference championship. And then, I mean, if you're, in Power 5 conferences, you want that playoff. So,
right.
It's a grind, but I enjoyed every minute of it, and it was great.
How did a school like Rice? How much emphasis? Obviously, they are all about their academics and prestigious academic institution. So, for their football players, did they do an extra amount of study halls, or hey, you have to, as a football player, you've still got to do your study stuff, and we're going to help you by setting aside these times, or what's the schedule like?
I mean, no, it wasn't really any kind of putting stuff off like to where it was like accommodating. It was, being at a school like Rice, everyone's pretty much set to the same standard as far as in the classroom. So we had, as far as athletics, I think it was 6 hours we had to get throughout the week, freshman year, of study hall hours. And then, I mean, as far as, assignments and stuff went, you had to get them in. When there was times where I was doing homework on the plane.
Yeah.
When we get in the hotel, I was, getting presentations ready. There was times where I had to do presentations in the hotel, like, through a Zoom or whatever, the webcam, and so it was tough because, like I said, you just had to get it done. There wasn't really any kind of setting anything aside or any special times. It was, like I said, everyone was held to that same standard, just like you were a regular student. So it was tough.
I'm sure for a lot of students that come out of high school, stepping onto a Division I football field, there's probably an intimidation factor that comes with that, and I'm sure if you do that and then at a place like Rice, there's probably an intimidation factor when you step into a classroom the first day at a university like Rice, right?
Yeah, because I mean, it just you kind of hear some of those other students talk and answering questions and stuff, and it's. I mean, I know when I stepped into my first calculus class, which I wasn't in it for very long because I quickly changed my major, but I was in that calculus class for the first couple of weeks, and just seeing how easy it was to them and kind of how I was, really, really, really having to put in effort to learn it. It definitely made you a little hesitant to raise your hand and try to answer a question sometimes. But then, I mean, as the years progressed, I mean, I just, of course, being with professors at Rice and, just the way that they teach, you learn. And if you don't learn, of course, you go home and you study and you pick up on it. And so, like I said, as the years progressed, I got a little bit more confident. And but yeah, those first couple of classes definitely very, very intimidating for sure.
Knowing what you know now, how much does it make you look back at high school? And we were talking during the break about high school students who, sometimes struggle to make their grades or whatever. And, you hear athletes oftentimes are ineligible because they didn't pass. And as you look back now, knowing what you know and having already gone through Rice and graduated, you look back at high school, how frustrated does it make you at high school athletes that don't take care of their classroom work?
It's pretty frustrating just because, like I was saying, high school is it is what you make it. If you have to basically try to fail multiple classes and not get by in the class. I mean, my first couple of years, my freshman and sophomore year, I was trying to do the bare minimum. I was like, whatever, it's school. I was always good at school, so I was like, whatever, it won't be that bad. But I mean, from middle school to high school, it's completely different. So I found that out very quickly. And then junior year, I was like, wow, in order to get recruited, you have to have the grades. There's no, a lot of people think that, he's a star athlete or whatever, he doesn't really have to have the grades. No, it doesn't matter how good you are. You have to have the grades, absolutely, because while, GPA and stuff like that plays in a factor as far as, how high you have to score on the SAT and stuff like that by like the NCAA standards. You have to get that GPA.
Right.
And teachers have to see that you're trying and putting in that effort, and that's all it takes. In high school, you put in some effort and you show these teachers that you care, and that you're not just a young high schooler that's has tunnel vision and thinks he knows everything in the world. They'll work with you, and they're gonna show you. They're teachers for a reason. They know what they're doing.
Right.
And like I said, if you just show that you're putting in the effort and you put in the effort, everything will take care of itself. So yeah, it's a little frustrating, but eventually, hopefully, some of those guys learn and change the ways a little bit.
What would you tell if you were talking to these Hutto football players, especially the ones that think that not only that want to go on and play college football, but just want to go on to college? Obviously not college isn't for everyone, but for those that want to go on to college, what would you tell them right now? Here are the things that I would give you advice on to prepare yourself for college.
Well, first and foremost, enjoy your time while you are here. While you're in high school, enjoy it. Go to prom. Watch the band performances not during the season. If they're performing, go watch them. Support other sports. Create those relationships with your teachers. Because I still talk to majority of my high school teachers. If it's not every week, every other week. So first and foremost, enjoy your time here, because once you get to college, whether you're playing sports or whether you're not playing sports, it hits you fast. The work, it's not like high school where you go a few weeks and it's like a little grace period. No, it hits you the first day you get on campus.
Responsibility from day one, right?
Yeah, you got stuff you got to pay for. You get that syllabus and you see, oh wow, I have a paper due this week. So it sneaks up on you fast. But as far as athletes go, just put in the work in all areas of your game. If you're a receiver, work on your footwork, of course. That's the big trend nowadays is, the cool footwork stuff and all that. But, when you're doing that stuff, man, you have to not only do that, you got to work on your just speed. You got to work on your strength. You have to learn the game as a whole. You can't go into college football and not have worked on your strength or picked up your weight, because that's one of the biggest things in college. When you get to college, it's size. Those guys are so big and so strong. If you go into it and you're not, unless you're running a 4.2, if you're not the biggest, if you're not at least somewhat strong or somewhat put some weight on you, it's gonna affect you. It's gonna hurt because you're gonna be so worried about putting that on, and then at the same time it's gonna set you back because the other guys put in the work to get stronger and to get bigger. Just fine-tuning every single piece of your game, like I said, on the field, off the field, in the weight room. And that's really all sports in general, because, I saw basketball, I saw the volleyball players, I saw the soccer players, baseball players, and it was the same thing. All aspects of the game, make sure you know your game inside and out. Like I said, though, enjoy this time while you have it, because it goes fast.
How do you feel like sports, certainly at the college level, prepared you? Because you're not. Most student athletes don't go on to professional careers, but there's still a certain thing about that's preparing you for life, right?
Oh yeah.
What part of sports and your participation in sports do you think prepared you for just kind of adulting?
This is crazy because when people talk to me, they ask about Rice. They were like, well, what did you learn at Rice? What's the thing that you learned that you would let everyone know? And I always tell everyone. Let me smile real quick. I always tell everyone I learned more about life in general and being responsible and having those responsibilities at Rice. I think that's one of the things, because my major wasn't extremely hard. I was a sport management major. It was difficult, but it wasn't extremely hard. But the life aspect of being at Rice, balancing the classes, balancing the athletics, managing your social life as well, making sure I come home and see my mom and my sister, making sure, I'm there for my dad and my brother as well. They were in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
I think that stuff, managing all that stuff at once, it kind of got me ready for, adult life in a way, because, there's not a lot of things that can kind of be thrown at me where I'm just going to be like, oh, I have no idea how to handle this. When I was at Rice, me and my roommates, we went through a ton of stuff. Our house got completely flooded out by Harvey.
Oh, yeah.
When we were gone in Australia,
Yeah.
So we came back and we had nothing. So we went and we got everything. We got earned all our stuff back, and basically started over. And it's just it
you have to learn how to deal with all the adversity of things that life throws you, right?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, being at Rice, it taught me a lot outside of the class. And like I said, I just feel like I know there's a lot of stuff that's going to get thrown at me in adulthood, but I've been through so much adversity at Rice that it's not something that I'm too scared or concerned about. So,
do you keep up with your buddy Davion that's playing up with the Vikings?
Yeah, me and Davion were just talking yesterday.
Yeah,
he's enjoying it. They actually today they were at an esports arena playing the new Call of Duty, and Davion was loving that because he's a gamer. So they were doing that, and so yeah, he's enjoying it. He hates how cold it is.
Yeah, I saw he posted something the other day with the snow on the ground. It's like, well, you better get used to that for the next 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, and I told him because he had sent me a screenshot and it was like -5 degrees or something, and he was like, yeah, good thing we practice inside. And I was like, yeah, good thing for you. I was like, I'm good down here, but
no
man,
kidding.
You up there, that's tough. So yeah, I plan on going out there soon to go and probably spend a couple of days with him. So
what does he say the whole NFL scene is like?
Davion was never really one to just get extremely like starstruck and kind of let stuff like that distract him. So he's just in it like it's just regular. He hasn't told us like, oh my gosh, or this is so crazy how they do this and how they do this. He belongs there. So he's fitting in and he's acting like he belongs, and I always tell people, I'm like, Davion he's been on the Vikings for this long for a reason. They see something in Davion,
absolutely.
And if they were going to let Davion go, they would have done it. And they see something in him, and we all know
the same stuff that we all saw
exactly.
for years here and at Sam Houston. Well,
exactly.
Tell us real quick. So what's Brandon doing now? You're out in the real world, graduated, and got a job. And
I'm a broker for a corporate insurance company out here in Austin, and I actually started DJing as well.
Really?
Yeah. I always did it in college off my laptop, but I started working, got some money, and went ahead and bought the equipment for it. So I'm doing that as well, and I'm really enjoying that.
So if someone has insurance needs or insurance questions, can they track you down?
Oh yeah.
What, find you on Facebook or find you on Twitter?
Oh, yeah.
Something like that.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Yeah, help out a hometown hero here, Brandon Douglas, who has come back obviously after a great not only career in Hutto but then on to Rice and got his degree and come back to the area and there's plenty of folks obviously listening who maybe could use what you do with insurance, finding the best insurance for them.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
Absolutely. So find Brandon on Twitter or whatever other social media places there are. Well, great to see you. Great to visit with you,
yes,
and man, we still have great memories of that of your time here, and certainly that 2014 run was special.
It
still
was fun.
If I still say if Tyler hadn't gotten blindsided on that very first possession and been woozy for half the game, Crosby wasn't going to beat us.
Yeah, I tell people about that play all the time. I was lined up and I saw him go and I looked back and I was just like, no, and I just saw it happen.
And he still stayed in there and he still almost got us the win in the end. It was that was fantastic. That was a great team full of athletes, and I know a lot of you guys still stay in touch. And,
we talk
keep up
all
with each other.
All of us, yes, sir.
Fantastic.
Yes,
well, thanks for joining us at halftime,
Thank
Brandon
you for
Douglas.
having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, it's good to see you. Good to see you back. It's fun to see you guys all growing up and
yes,
moving on and impacting the world for the things that you're doing and representing Hippo Nation like you do.
Sir. Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Good
Go
to see
Hippos.
you. Go Hippos. All right, we are almost set for the second half of the game between the Hippos and the Seguin Matadors Hippos leading at 25-5 at halftime. Take a quick commercial break. We will be right back for the second half kickoff. Listen to Hutto Hippo Football, hipposports.com, and the SHN Sports Network.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Texas. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Of the Hippo Nation ride. Welcome to the field,
Welcome back to Hutto Memorial Stadium. Hippos leading at 25-5 at halftime over the Seguin Matadors, and that was really fun talking to Brandon Douglas at halftime and just catching up with him. And, you know, over the last few years, there's been lots of special folks come through Hippo Nation, and, you know, obviously Brandon was one, talked about Davion being with the Minnesota Vikings, and lots of others, too, not just on the athletic playing field, but in other walks of life. And of course, we talked to Jake Doggett last week about his golf experience at Midwestern, and Hayden played at North Texas, and it's just been it's been a lot of fun to track these guys, Bryce.
Yeah, and Jake's going to have another Hippoite join him in Wichita Falls next year. Pierre Sanders.
Oh, I saw that.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that he committed.
So
That's
he committed to Midwestern this week. So that'll be nice.
Little pipeline going up to Midwestern. Yeah. You know, Kristen Rydell was up there playing basketball for 3 years too.
You know, and Midwestern, they used to be a dominant force in basketball. I think they've kind of struggled the last couple of years.
Yeah, they just got a new coach this year, and I think he's kind of turning things around. And it's kind of funny, and you saw him play back when, but Jake's golf coach, Jeff Ray, who's about, I don't know, 5'7".
Yeah.
Not a very big guy, but he was a stud basketball player back in the day.
He could shoot the ball, and he was of course, he was a legend from Archer City.
Yeah, and ended up being the basketball coach there and actually AD for a while.
Yeah.
And resigned to just being the golf coach and playing golf all day.
Well,
so that's a pretty
tough
good gig.
That's a hard gig, you know.
Just hang out at Wichita Falls Country Club.
Yeah. Poor guy.
All right.
But, give Jake's out there with your youngest son.
Yeah.
Ryan's little brother.
Yeah. Hopefully they're listening in.
I'm sure they
Although
are.
I doubt
Hopefully they're not.
Tell you what, Seguin tries an onside kick on the kick to start the second half, and boy, I tell you, fortunately the Hippos were able to snag that one right at midfield.
I don't know if he tried an onside or just kind of shanked it again.
Well,
it was kind of weird.
If it was a shank, that was a good-looking shank.
I was going to say, if it was a shank, it was better than a lot of planned onside kicks.
Yeah, it was kind of an interesting kick.
They figure he's just going to shoot it up in the air 12 yards, so he might as well put it on the ground and see if they can recover it.
Tyler Kelly falls on it for the Hippos, and they'll start off 1st and 10 at midfield here to start the second half, leading 25-5 in this bi-district matchup. Grayson Doggett with the quick pass to the right side, complete. Tell you what, to Jared Bealey and number 13, Desvon Smith for the Matadors gets up and talking some smack.
Put a good little lick on him
sidelines.
too. That was a well-timed hit and well-placed throw by Grayson.
Generally, you're not talking smack when you're down 25-5, though.
What's the harm?
2nd down and 7. As long as you don't take somebody's helmet off and hit them over the head with it.
Goodness.
Handoff goes to Makai Kimball, crosses the 45 down to the 44-yard line. Going to be 4 yards short of the first down. Ronnie Quintanilla Perez, who's always listening in and loyal fan, she looked up the whole moon situation and said we were right. So
never in doubt.
It was for me, maybe not for you.
The only reason I assumed that it was a waning is because it looked a little bigger last night.
Yeah, I still don't know what waning actually means.
Waning means it's getting smaller.
All right. 3rd down and 4. A little option play. Grayson going to keep it across the 40-yard line and run out of bounds inside the 40.
No speed option.
38. How about that? We reached into their bag of tricks. Ran that speed option to the right side, and it's 1st down for the Hippos at the 38-yard line.
Well, I tell you what, Grayson running left and right, it's sure hard to stop.
Well, I think he saw something over there because he switched the play and worked out pretty good.
1st and 10, 38-yard line. Snap back, hand off to Makai Kimball. Busts up the middle across the 35 down to the 31-yard line. And then,
we're going to get a late hit.
Boy, it comes out of the pile and comes falling to the ground, and a flag flies high up into the air.
Tack on 15 extra yards for us here.
Yeah, and I think that was just kind of an accident. The number 40 for Seguin just kind of was getting back to his side and just ran into Makai.
Wait the call. Dead ball unsportsmanlike against Hutto.
Oh, maybe he was pushed that way.
Maybe so.
Huh. Who'd they call it on, Bryce?
I couldn't hear.
Well, instead of having a 2nd down and about 3 at the 33, they're going to march this one all the way back to the 47-yard line. You know, Hippos, that's their first big mistake of the night.
Yeah,
we'd had a couple of weeks of a lot of that nonsense, and first time they've been called for it. So 2nd down and almost 20 for the Hippos. Snap back to Doggett. Hand off to Makai across the middle.
And he's going to make up
30 at the 20 and all the way down inside the 15-yard line. Just a rocket shot through the line of scrimmage.
Kidding.
And once he got past it,
tell you, number 13 for Seguin came
go
out
NASCAR,
of
see what
nowhere.
comes up here.
Here we go, NASCAR. I'm guessing a handoff for a 2-yard gain. Handoff to Makai Kimball, and it's about a 2-yard gain down to the 13-yard line.
We're going to have to go talk on that.
So 2nd down and 8 at the 13. 9:45 to go in the 3rd quarter. Hippos leading 25-5. 3 receivers split to the left side, single man right side. Kimball in the backfield with Doggett. Snap back, looking left, pressure coming, throwing over the middle, and an incomplete intended for number 2, Xavier Phoenix. I think it hit a Matador in the back.
Like
it
hit
wasn't
Joseph
looking for
Vela in the back of the head, shoulder, and boy, if he would have turned around, he would have been right there to pick it off.
Oh, and then an official goes down, tripped by Xavier Phoenix at about the 15-yard line.
Well, that's what they're teaching these quarterbacks now. You see somebody's back to you, you throw at them.
Yeah. Huh.
And you see it in the NFL and college. It's crazy to me, but it works.
3rd down and 8. Snap back to Doggett, handoff to Kimball. Starts left, goes back right, then comes back to the middle. Crosses the 10, downside the 10, about to the – they're going to mark it right at the 10. It's going to be 4th down. I think the Hippos are probably going to send the field goal unit on.
Yeah, looks like
4th down and 4 needed.
Oh, and I don't know if I'd be kicking this one here with the struggles we've had in the kicking game so far.
Got to work on them, though.
Well,
9 minutes to go. Gutierrez is going to attempt it from the 17-yard line. Should be a 27-yard field goal attempt. Snap back, hold down, kick up, and it is good. So 8:47 to go in the 3rd quarter. It's now Hutto 28, Seguin 5. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on hipposports.com and the SHN Sports Network.
A+ Federal Credit Union is a longtime supporter of Hutto ISD. Earn cash back and support Hippo Nation with the student-designed A+ FCU Hutto ISD Hippo debit card. When you use your Hippo debit card, you and Hutto ISD both earn up to 10 cents with every purchase. Hutto ISD has received over $71,000 in cash back from A+ FCU members since August 2016. Stop by the Hutto branch on Ed Schmidt Boulevard to get your card and start earning today. Membership required, insured by NCUA.
All right, Ryan, you get a chance to explain something. So your grandmother, my mom, listening from Wichita Falls, loyally as she always does, texted and said, please explain NASCAR to me.
So NASCAR is what a lot of offenses are doing these days, and it's basically just means they're going really fast. You know, they're trying to snap the ball as quickly as possible. As soon as they're tackled or the ball's incomplete or whatever that may be, they're trying to get back up to the line of scrimmage and snap it as quickly as possible. Try to catch the defense off guard and keep them from being able to sub and match personnel.
There you go.
There's a high kick fielded by first time the Matadors have returned a kick all night. This time caught and brought down at the 35.
I don't know that returned is the right word. They just didn't fair catch it.
Yeah, ends up about the same result where they'll set up 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. That was a good explanation, Ryan. Shadow Creek leading Memorial 42-7. 6:42 to go in the fourth quarter. Of course, the winner of this one will get Shadow Creek next week.
Or Memorial.
It's 42-7 with 6 minutes to go in the ball game.
It's not over.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Matadors at the 35-yard line. Snap back to Mickles, looking left, throwing left. He's got a man out in the left flat. And fighting for an extra yard was Ulrich, number 7, and wrestled down. They're going to give him forward progress probably up to about the 41-yard line.
A bit kind of a strange game in terms of
actually going to mark him down at the 40.
Wow.
Interesting.
A strange defensive game plan for us. We're really leaving those flat areas open, and they've had a lot of success just running those quick out routes, and I think that's the same reason we've seen a lot of success for them running that speed options. We're just kind of dropping everybody and keeping everything in front of us, which is something we haven't done a lot of this year.
2nd down and 6, ball at the 40-yard line. Handoff goes to Washington. Moves forward up to the 43-yard line. Going to be short of the first by about 3 yards. Oh, an update from Georgetown. And it's a barn burner up the road in Georgetown. Actually, that's in Austin, down at Austin.
Yeah, they're at Nelson.
Georgetown starting the fourth quarter is up on LBJ 3-0.
Wow.
Yeah, because they need to settle down.
Yeah, that one is – they're setting it on fire. 3rd down, 3 yards needed. Mickles with the straight drop, swinging a pass right side. Oh, had a man. Washington flaring out of the backfield. Plenty enough for the first down,
the
but
flats
he
and
hits him in the wrong spot, the hands.
Yep, just it's. I think we're just content to let them get minimal yardage, knowing that we're going to eventually force them to make a mistake or go deep or something. And so far, that's paid off in terms of either drop passes or eventually getting to
fake punt attempted by the Matadors. They're going to have plenty across midfield to the 40, to the 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, to the 10, 5, diving for the end zone, and it's a touchdown. Wow, the Seguin Matadors reach into the bag of tricks. They faked the punt. Punter acted like it was over his head. Snap went to the up back. He took it around the right side, and he got the right sideline and was able to break a couple of tackles and dove for the end zone, and a shocking touchdown scored by the Matadors with 7:15 to go in the third quarter.
I was kind of wondering something was up because the punter was about 20 yards deep and just didn't look right. And
wow. Hippos were definitely not prepared for that one.
I mean, we've seen an onside now and a fake punt. You better be prepared for everything.
Well, and it's one thing for a team to get enough yards for the first down on a fake punt. You don't usually see them take it 60 yards for a touchdown.
Oh, and that was well blocked, too. That was a well set up play and well executed as well.
So it was a 60-yard touchdown run on the fake punt, and it's 28-11. Matadors call a timeout before the extra point attempt, just because we can't have a normal point after attempt in this ball game.
Of course not.
Update from Dripping Springs. Maynard continues to hang close. It's 24-21, 6 minutes to go in the third quarter.
What'd you say the score was?
Still 24-21. Tell you, neither one of those, the Maynard Dripping Springs game and the Georgetown LBJ game, scores haven't changed on either one of those in a while. All right, Matadors come out.
Maynard beat Dripping Springs like in overtime last year, I believe.
Yep, upset them. All right, Matadors are going to go for 2. Put a man in motion, going from left to right, snap back to Mickles, rolling to his right, throwing into the corner of the end zone. He's got it. It's good. So the 2-point conversion works, and with 7:15 to go in the third quarter, it's now Hutto 28, Seguin 13. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on hipposports.com, the SHN Sports Network.
ACDI, Al Clausen Disposal, supports the Hippo Nation. ACDI is a locally owned family company that specializes in solid waste services, including residential, recycling, commercial, and roll-off. Al Clausen Disposal has grown into a top 100 ranked corporation. Their mission is simple. They're committed to providing safe, reliable, and environmentally sound waste solutions at cost-effective rates while embracing new ideas to reduce the carbon footprint. Al Clausen Disposal, your local choice for all your collection and disposal needs. ACDI says go Hippos!
Welcome back to Hutto Memorial Stadium. 7:15 to go in the third quarter, and the Seguin Matadors get their first touchdown of the ball game, and they do it on a fake punt that goes for about 60 yards.
It kind of caught everybody off guard. I think just kind of had lulled us to sleep and felt like, well, you know, we're going to run away with this one, and you look up and it's a 2-score ball game.
Yep, 28-15, and they're set up for, it looks like they're going to try another onside kick.
I think that's how they've been setting up their pooches.
Well, we'll see.
I'll bet you.
And it's a high pooch kick and kicked out of bounds again. That one lands on the track.
Out of bounds at the 45. It's like,
you might as well
why
try
not onside kick?
I was going to say, you might as well try the onside kick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still think a while ago might have.
You still think it was an accident?
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of the same kick, and he just topped it.
Yeah. Well, I think if you're Seguin, you know, you might as well take chances. They haven't been able to really, for the most part, they haven't shut down the Hippos' offense, and the Hippos have really done a pretty good job of stopping them. So you got to take some shots. Hutto will take over 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line. 7:15 to go in the third quarter, leading 28-13. Kimball sets up behind Doggett this time. Handoff goes to Kimball, up the middle. Brush through, there he goes, across the 40, down to the 35-yard line.
Just gets through that first line of defense so quick.
And it's like just turns the afterburner on.
Blink, and he's 10 yards downfield.
I think it's going to be lots of Mekhi Kimball here in the second half.
I think it should be.
1st and 10, ball at the 34-yard line. Again, Mekhi sets up, this time on the side of Doggett, right side. Handoff, no, faking the handoff, swinging a pass. Caught at the 15-yard line and wrestled down inside the 15. At about the 13, it was Jared Bealey. Nice pass by Grayson. Faked the handoff to Mekhi and then just threw that rocket on that slant.
Oh, we're going
Jared
fast
Bealey.
here.
NASCAR.
What do you think this is going to be?
What do you think they'll run?
Handoff for 2 yards. Handoff to Kimball. Crosses the
up 3 yards.
10. I think might have gotten 4 yards that time. Doubled the NASCAR average.
Actually, I thought for a minute Grayson was going to keep it and kind of blow that theory.
No way.
2nd down and 6. Ball at the 10-yard line. 2 receivers left side, single man right. Far side. Wide side. Zane Bolding sets up in that H-back position. Kimball sets up left side of Doggett. Going in motion. Handoff to Kimball up the middle and a Hippo touchdown. He was touched by one man and then trotted into the end zone, and Hutto quickly answers the Seguin
finally
score.
Brought all the pressure from the right side and finally don't run straight into it, run the opposite way. And like you said, he was barely touched by one person before scooting on into the end zone.
Well, that was quick.
Yeah.
Quick response. That's what you do. If you get threatened, just punch them back. Snap back, hold down, kick up, and good. 6:01 to go in the third quarter. It's now Hutto 34, Seguin 13. 35. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on hipposports.com, the SHN Sports Network.
The Hutto Family YMCA, proud to partner with Hutto ISD. The Hutto Family YMCA is a center for fitness, family, and community. They provide Hutto residents with a state-of-the-art facility for programs and events that focus on youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. The YMCA works with Hutto ISD to provide an after-school program and other events such as Friday Night Live for middle school students. Check out the Hutto Y or call 512-846-2360. The Hutto Family YMCA. Strength from within.
.601 to go in the third quarter. Hutto strikes quickly to answer the Seguin fake punt touchdown score, and the Hippos stretch their lead back to 35-13.
late ball coming in for the kickoff, kind of like what we saw a couple weeks ago. Not quite as efficient, though.
It didn't have the official.
No, we didn't see the sprint this time.
Sprinting down the
Just
sideline.
a leisurely jog.
Fernandez with the high pooch punt. Fair caught at the 35. Tell you what, there was a Hippo almost got there to.
Well, and it's a good thing he didn't touch it because that's a 15-yard penalty.
Right, on the fair catch. But he was there just in case. So Seguin will start off at 35. I would say their average starting field position has probably been about the 35.
It's been about the 30, though. Kicked that one a little short.
Looking for some score updates. Dripping Springs now leads 27-21. LBJ is tied up Georgetown in that shootout, 3-3.
Doubled the score.
Nichols fakes the handoff, scrambles left, now swings a pass out to the left side, across the 40, down to about the 40, or up to the 42-yard line. Is number 7, Ulrich. Jason Vogelpohl.
Gosh.
Oh, he's
Jason,
a character.
He's been trying to grab my mic down here.
Yeah.
I got I really don't know who texted this to me. It said there's talk on the Georgetown LBJ game that LBJ played a ineligible player in the first half and will have to forfeit.
Wow, that's interesting.
So kind of interesting news.
No kidding. Second down and 3. Hand off to Washington, running to the left side, and boy, just can't get anything going. I didn't hear any halftime stats, but the rushing yards outside of the fake punt carry can't be too many.
No, they had 40. They had 40 yards
Matadors.
at the half.
Rushing or total?
Rushing. They had 58 passing.
Okay.
We only had 60 yards rushing.
Huh. We have more now.
They've done a pretty good job holding Mackay in.
Yeah.
They've got.
Going to have illegal procedure against the Matadors before they can snap it. They had a 3rd down and 2. This is going to push them back, make it 3rd down and 7.
Going back to kind of the success that they've been having on offense, just finding things out in the 5 to 7 yard range on the outside has been their kind of sweet spot so far. And you wonder why they don't just keep going to that and force us to come up and try to stop that before trying to go over the top maybe on us. But like I said, we're content to let them just have those and inch their way down the field, and so far it's paid off. Other than the fake punt, we've been a very stifling defense tonight.
I think you can concede Shadow Creek now 49-7 with 51 seconds left. You gonna say that one's over?
It's not.
Mickles throwing a pass right side into the ground, incomplete, intended for number 6. Tristan Moreno.
Blanketed pretty well there by Jason Vogelpohl. He had a little bit of a window that he probably could have fit that into, but not much of one.
I'll tell you what, Hippo defense. Yeah, surely they wouldn't reach into that bag twice, would they?
Why not?
Twice in a row? Well, if you're going to do that, might as well go for it.
I don't know. They've had their most success with the special teams unit.
Valid. 4th down, 7 yards needed. Snap back, and the punt is away. Nice punt. Be fair caught by the Hippos inside the 30, about the 28-yard line. Xavier Phoenix. So the Hippos will set up 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Yeah, I'll give a shout-out to my sister and brother-in-law listening in up in Slinger, Wisconsin.
In Wisconsin?
Yeah, tonight's actually been very nice. It's a little chilly, but no wind. This would be like a nice summer night for them.
I was going to say, what's the weather like in Slinger, Wisconsin?
They've had a couple good snows already, but I don't think the real hard colds hit them yet.
Hippos ready to go, but the chains aren't ready for them. Looks like there's a tangle of chains over on the far side. Here we are in 2019. We've been playing football for however long.
Metal chains.
How can we not come up with a better system than chains?
Like, I don't know,
you think there'd be some kind of laser or
lasers or I don't know. It just the old-fashioned chain thing. At least we've finally gotten to the down marker that's lighted.
Yeah, we do have the digital now, which is kind of nice.
So much easier to see. And probably easier to change, too, for the guy that Doesn't have to reach up high and try to, it's like they always had a short guy on that thing that had to try to jump up and flip it over to the next down.
Bring it all the way down, lean it over to change it.
Exactly. All right. Still working on the chain. Hey, here's a little bit of a shocker. So Foster, who is out of the same district as Shadow Creek, who actually Foster's the team that probably has come closest to beating Shadow Creek. Foster leads New Caney 31-21. 27 seconds to go in the game. New Caney is ranked number 10 in the state. So there's going to be an upset for you. And I believe is Foster who – is that who? Cedar Park?
No, they have the winner of Friendswood.
Oh, yeah, and Friendswood was pretty far ahead in that one earlier.
So
Foster would probably be who Georgetown would play?
I would guess Georgetown will get that group.
Yeah. That one's not going to be a fun one. We've
Well,
seen
they're
Foster.
I think at this point you might as well just go 9.5 yards to get a first down.
Yeah, they're having a hard time over there.
What in the world?
We'll save some time.
What do you think about this chain deal here, Jason Vogelpohl?
I think it's absurd, and we need like new ones because these look a little old.
They look a little old.
Hey,
yeah,
we were just talking about in today's modern world, 2019. Why do we still have chains? And there's some kind of laser or got to be something better to do.
Hey, shoot, we've got a good robotics crew.
Them up. That's what we need.
I think they're doing surgery down there at the 30-yard line. And I think they got it.
Yep.
They might have had to take a link out of it, so now it's going to be 9 yards.
Yeah, I think we're playing 9 3/4.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, as long as it's both teams, I guess it's fair, right?
You have weather delays and you have chain delays. So here we go. 1st and 10, ball at the 28-yard line. Hand off to Kimball, running to the left side.
That's Mason.
Oh, Mason. Tell you what.
Can't tell. He's barreling down.
Number 24, Joseph Vela, went low, and Michael Mason went down low with him.
Yeah, he tried to go lower.
Pickup of 2 up to the 30-yard line, 2nd down and 8. Mason still in the backfield with Doggett. 2 receivers left side, which is the short side of the field. Single receiver far right. Blitz look coming from the Matadors. Now they back off. Now they come forward again. Grayson, straight drop. He's got pressure. Now he's going to scramble and needs to go down, and he does at the 31. I thought he was going to scramble off to his right.
Well, I think he was thinking about it, and he saw some pressure coming in from his back shoulder, and maybe figured that he might have better luck going up the middle. He was trying to hit Trey Pinelli on a double move out there, but the corner, number 13, Desvon Smith, did not fall for it and kind of left Grayson out to dry.
3rd down, 8 yards needed. Ball at the 31. Single man in the backfield. That is Michael Mason with Doggett. Snap back, straight drop, throwing right. He's got a man. Well, that ball hung out there, but he hauled it in. It's going to be short of the 1st down. Completed to Josh Gonzalez. Up to about the 35-yard line, but they needed the 38, so Hippos are going to have to punt. Tell you what, hey, here's another one that's
3rd down play.
No, it's kind of a curious call.
Here's another interesting score, and a minute and a half left. Lufkin, the number 5 team in 5A in the state, they're hanging on 28-21 over Texas High School.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be some upsets this first round because there's a lot of tight games.
Yeah, so many times too. You know, you get some of your better teams ended up having to play each other. There's a punt by Brody Bueno, great punt, bouncing at the 35, kicks out of bounds around the 30-yard line. Yeah, you end up with oftentimes just because of the way regions are and the way districts match up with each other. You can often get some of the top teams having to fight each other in the 1st or 2nd round. You know, we've seen it before where some of our toughest matchups were in the 2nd round, and then you have like 2 or 3 rounds after that, maybe 1 or 2 rounds after that are a little bit easier before you really run into the tough ones.
I was going to say 2nd round, then you go 3 rounds. Sounds like the final round that you find a tough opponent.
Nichols straight drop, throwing deep, and it is going to be
catch.
interference, I think, against the Hippos. I think he caught it anyway, but
I've been saying they're going to find some success going deep at some point.
I want to say, I thought the official from this side said incomplete, but no, he was caught.
He caught it.
He did catch it. I mean, just
and he was interfered
wide
with
open
too
down the
with
middle.
Xavier Phoenix.
Yeah, he was. It was did a good job, number 6, Tristan Moreno, of going down and getting it as the pass was just a little short. So 1st and 10, ball at the 29-yard line, and Hutto into the field. Single man in the backfield with Mickles faking the handoff, throwing right side, complete out in that right flat, and run down at about the 22-yard line was number 10, Jonathan Patterson. Minute 45 to go in the third quarter. Hippos leading 35-13.
Same place they've been having success. Just keep going back to that well if I'm Seguin.
2nd down 2, ball at the 21-yard line.
Haven't seen a speed option in a while.
No. Snap back, hand off to Washington, going left, turns it back up the middle. Boy, is tripped up at about the 15-yard line. First time he's really been able to have success turning it up the middle.
Yeah, it kind of looked like he was planning on going outside and just saw a bit of a crease and turned it up quickly to gain a nice chunk of yards.
1st and 10 at the 15. Faking the handoff. Mickelson looking, now scrambling, now swings a pass left flat. Caught at the 15-yard line, but quickly wrestled down was number 10, Jonathan Patterson, for maybe a yard gain.
Yeah, they tried to fake that bubble screen and see if we could get the corner to bite and slip a receiver out in the corner of the end zone, but we were there to cover it, and then by the time he was able to dump it off, we were able to corral him for a small gain.
2nd down and 9, ball at the 14-yard line. Ulrich goes in motion from right to left. Mickelson, here's that speed option, running to his right, pitches to 15 at the 10 and run out of bounds at the 7-yard line was number 4, Marcus Washington. Can be short of the first down by just a couple of yards. Gonna have to turn the AC on here in just a second. The windows are fogging up. So 3rd down, couple of yards needed, 31 seconds to go in the third quarter. Hutto leading 35-13. Obviously, 4-down territory for the Matadors. Snap back, Mickelson handoff to Washington, trying to get up the middle, fighting for an extra yard. Right down, going to mark him just short. He needs the 5, and they're going to mark it right between the 5 and the 6. They're going to line up and try to go fast. 15 seconds to go in the third quarter. 4th down, need half a yard. Going under center was Mickelson pushing forward, and he's got plenty enough for the first down. And that play will probably be the last play of the third quarter. Clock stops for him to move the malfunctioned chains. Actually, they don't have to set the chains because it's 1st and goal.
They get a break.
And the clock runs down to 0.
So we get to walk 95 yards the other side.
So we reached the end of the third quarter. It's now Hutto 35, Seguin 13. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on hipposports.com and the SHN Sports Network.
Looking for future leaders we can trust and believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Texas. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It begins by making their grades and being on time for practice. It includes learning to listen, following directions, accepting responsibility, being a good role model. And it's about respect for officials, opponents, the rules, and each other. The result? It transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. High school sports. There's so much more than just a game. This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Welcome back. Hutto Memorial Stadium set to start the fourth quarter. Hippos lead at 35-13. Update on that score from Lufkin. Texas High has tied it up 28-28, less than a minute to go in the ballgame against the number 5 ranked Lufkin Panthers.
Lufkin, 2 years ago, state champs?
Yeah.
Is that right?
I think so. First and goal for the Matadors. Handoff to Washington. Gets it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be second down and goal. Running quickly, and boy, I tell you what, they had a hard time making that handoff connection, Mickles to Washington, and ends up with no gain.
Yeah, you got to feel
Jason
like
Vogelpohl was back there kind of messing it up.
I feel like they've had success with one play,
yeah,
and that's been the speed option.
Speed option.
Surely we'll see that here.
So third
one
down
of the next 2 plays.
Third down and goal, ball at the 2-yard line. Snap back to Mickelson, fakes a handoff, rolling to his left, being chased, scrambling, and he gets that corner of the end zone for the Matador touchdown. Thought they were going to wrap him up for a loss, but he was able to break away, and then he sprinted to that front left corner of the end zone for the Seguin touchdown with 11:09 to go in the ball game. Cuts the lead to 35-19. Point after attempt to come. Probably going to go for 2 right here, huh?
Yeah, we're down by 16 right now. They're going to have to do it at some point. I think I'd probably go ahead and just kick it here. Don't chase points yet. You still got 11 minutes left.
It's number 12, Garrett Stiles, on to attempt the extra point. Snap back, hold down. Kick is up, and it's good. 11:09 to go in the ball game. It's now Hutto 35, Seguin 20. Listening to Hutto Hippo Football on hipposports.com, the SHN Sports Network.
The most important team member isn't always playing in the game. Sometimes they hold a clipboard on the sideline. A good coach doesn't just call plays. They instill confidence in the individual and help the team overcome adversity. At Frost, we believe that good coaching in your financial life can accomplish the same thing. After all, if we believe in you and you believe in you, anything is possible. Frost. Opt for optimism.
Welcome back to Hutto Memorial Stadium. 11:09 to go in the ball game. Hutto leads it 35-20 after the Matador touchdown. Well, and I think at this point you start wondering what kind of chances the Matadors might take on the kickoff.
Oh, I don't know. The way that they've kind of stopped us the last few drives, I think they might feel like they can go ahead and kick it. Well, I say kick it deep. Last couple times they've just kicked it about 12 yards out of bounds, so maybe just onside it here.
Looks like he's going straight away with it. Well, there's a spiral.
Interesting.
Bryce, how do you make a kickoff spiral, Bryce?
I don't know. I mean, he really kicks a nice extra point and field goal, and then his kickoffs are just crazy.
Awkward, yeah. I mean, it literally was spiraling.
Yeah, that was a weird kick.
Like a punt.
Can you get someone to hold it on the on that little platform on the kickoff instead of putting it on a tee?
I mean,
you can
kind
if
of
it's
a good kickoff because it's really a catch.
I mean, you can get them to hold it like if it's windy.
Well, yeah, but on that platform that he kicks the field goals from because he's money with those.
So 1st and 10, ball at the 35-yard line. Grayson throwing deep right side, and it is caught. Josh Gonzalez jumps up and gets it. Right over there in front of the Hippo bench at the 47-yard line, and Seguin into the field. Nice throw and nice catch by Josh Gonzalez.
2 feet in bounds there. That was good placement on the corner route. Just found that spot in the zone against cover 2. That's the route that can beat you is that corner route right there.
1st and 10, ball at the 47-yard line. And off to Michael Mason, rolling to his left side. And brought down at the 45. Well, you don't see Michael try to kick it outside very often.
Doing a lot of bouncing around. I think he's just got to plant that foot and go north and south. And as big as he is, he's going to be able to pick up 2, 3, 4 yards every time.
2nd down and 8. Hippos shouldn't be any hurry at this point. They lead at 35-20, 10:35 to go in the ball game. You just kind of want to take your time and The more time you keep the ball, the less that Seguin has to try to make up the lost points. Running a little jet sweep to the right side, and that gets nothing. Sniffed out by the Matadors.
And again, I think that the lack of experience that we've got at some of our receiver positions right now is really showing up in the sweep game, you know, trying to get wide. It's the blocks are one of those things that's tough to come by.
3rd down and 7, ball at the 44-yard line. Hippos need the 37 and Seguin into the field. 9:50 to go in the ball game. Hippos definitely taking their time. Play clock down to 5 seconds. Snap back to Doggett. Straight drop. Looking. Now it's flushed. Hit right as he throws, and it's intercepted. Ball at the 30-yard line. Back to the 40, 45, midfield, and returned all the way to the 45-yard line, and Hippos ended the field. Well, Grayson stepped up to throw it, and he was hit right as he threw it, which obviously took some velocity off of that football, and Matador stepped right in front of it to pick it off.
Yeah, you know, I think he was hoping that I couldn't tell. Was he intended for, I think, Trey?
No, he's trying to get it to Mackay.
Yeah, I think he was hoping he was going to outrun that linebacker that was right there, and like you said, hit as he threw it, and that was able to just force it off target just enough to put it where the linebacker is and not where he wasn't.
So 1st down and 10 for the Matadors at the 45-yard line. Hippo into the field. Mickelson, a straight drop. Boy, it looked like a hold on Landon Watson. Throwing deep middle, and it is bounced into the turf at the 20-yard line. Intended it for number 7, Clark Ulrich.
Dangerous throw there. Rolling out to your right and throws it 35 yards back across your body down the field.
You see Landon just get held big time.
I don't know that he did.
It looked to me like he did.
I think he was just fooled.
I just heard Mark announce a Georgetown final 6-3. Is that right?
A lot of scoring.
Yeah.
Fun game to watch.
They're going to have to throw some ice on the scoreboard there. It's on fire. Stack 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Handoff to Washington, trying to go middle. Now trying to bounce outside, and nothing. Cannot get past that Hippo defensive line. Matadors have a man down at the 46-yard line. That'll stop the clock, 9:13 to go. Be a big 3rd down situation when they get back to play here. Matadors facing a 3rd and 10. 9:13 to go. Hippos leading 35-20.
At this point in the field, in the Hippo 45, it's probably 4-down territory. So don't need to get all of it here. If you're the Matadors, you probably want to get it, maybe about half of it. Give yourself some sort of manageable 4th down. Obviously, if you can get all of it, that's even better for them. But if you're the Hippos, just keep everything in front of you. 9 minutes left it's a long time, but it can go quick. And if you force them to methodically go down there, and even if they do get a score, hopefully enough time will run off that we can start to ice this one away.
So 3rd down and 10, set to go here. Put a man in motion right to left. Faking the handoff. Mickles straight drop, throwing right side. Caught at the 40. Breaks a tackle across the 35. Going to have enough for the 1st down. Trey Pinelli was out there, thought it was going to be able to get him out of bounds short of the 1st down, but he got away from Trey and gets it up to the 32-yard line, and it's a 1st and 10 for the Matadors. They line up, set to go quickly. Snap back to Mickles. Straight drop, heavy pressure coming from behind him, but he throws a pass, and it's caught inside the 5-yard line and all the way down to the 1 is number 6, Tristan Moreno.
Same post route, too. We cannot cover that coming inside.
And they run down, and they set up NASCAR ready to go quickly. Snap back. Ball's on the ground. And Mickelson might have fallen on it.
There's a flag. I don't know that they were completely set. We're probably going to move them back 5 yards.
Well, and you see that often, too. Teams that are, always run shotgun, and once they go from center, oftentimes you see a fumble when they try to run up and go quickly. This one's going to be offsides against the Hippos.
Did not look like they were set.
So move that one up to where, that football is almost touching the goal line.
At this point, you might as well line up offside.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't. Your penalty is going to be a millimeter. This time they'll run from shotgun, 1st down and goal. Ulrich goes in motion left to right, snap back to Mickelson. He's going to keep it, goes straight ahead, and it's a Matador touchdown. So 8:23 to go. Boy, that didn't take them long to score.
No.
After the
still don't think you go for 2 here.
Interception.
I think you go ahead and kick it. We got an 8-point game.
So they run their kicker on, and it's a big extra point right here.
Yeah, there's a time for the first block of the season.
Yeah.
This will be it.
35-26. Snap back, hold down, kick is up, and it is good. 8:23 to go in the ball game. It's now Hutto 35, Seguin 27. Listen to Hutto Hippo football on hipposports.com and the SHN Sports Network.
A-Plus Federal Credit Union is a longtime supporter of Hutto ISD. Earn cash back and support Hippo Nation with the student-designed A-Plus FCU Hutto ISD Hippo debit card. When you use your Hippo debit card, you and Hutto ISD both earn up to 10 cents with every purchase. Hutto ISD has received over $71,000 in cash back from A-Plus FCU members since August 2016. Stop by the Hutto branch on Ed Schmidt Boulevard to get your card and start earning today. Membership required. Insured by NCUA.
Welcome back. 8:23 to go in the ball game. Seguin's cut the lead to 35-27. Well, it's going to start getting a little dicey for the Hippos.
Yeah, it's crunch time. It's we've been in this position once this year, up by 1 score, entering the closing minutes of the fourth quarter, and obviously that one did not go.
That didn't end well.
Well for us.
Straight on kick, fielded at the 29-yard line, pushing forward across the 30 to about the 33-yard line. So Hippos will set up first and 10. Well, I think you need a sustained drive here to stop some momentum, right? I mean, you would say momentum is all on the side of the Matadors right now.
Yeah.
I think we need to get 22 back in the backfield and out of the slot, and let's get down the field.
Yeah, I agree with you, 100%. Did you hear that score, Bryce?
Yeah, I did. Wow.
Snap back, handoff to Mackay Kimball, pushing forward. Has the 37-yard line, pickup of 4 on the play, second down at 6.
Well, and Manor, 4th place in our district, so they're going to get to play the second-place team in whatever district.
I'm telling you. Sometimes it's just all about the matchup. Sometimes finishing second isn't always
no.
the best thing. And off to Kimball. Fighting for extra yards across the 45. Yeah, you really got to cover that ball up and across the 45 up to the 47-yard line. Hippo first down. 7:45 to go in the ball game now. Yeah, you just really need – this is one of those you need a drive to use some clock but cap it with a score.
Yeah.
Right now you're up by 8.
Well,
even a field goal puts you up by 2 scores. And you don't want to get in a hurry on this drive either. Let that clock be your friend. Play clock inside of 7 seconds. Snap back, hand off to Kimball, running to the left side, trying to get outside. Wrestled down by about 3 Matadors.
And you can just sense the difference in mentality on both teams. You know, Seguin probably not expecting to be in this ball game at this point, and you know everything is just they're so fired up right now, and a lot of nerves on the Hippo sidelines right now.
Yeah, and you kind of get a sense that the Hippos, in some ways, they're just playing at this point. They're just trying to hang on. Yeah, playing not to lose. Blitz look coming, run right into it, hand off to Kimball, and no gain. Boy, the blitz was coming from that side, and he just ran straight into it.
Oh, we've seen that multiple times so far this game where we're just running straight into it. And I don't know if we're tipping something or if they're just timing it well, but boy, multiple occasions where we have just run right into the teeth of that blitz.
So third down and 9 yards needed for the
Hippos. You got to put it in the
Hippos.
air here, I think.
6:10 to go. Yeah, maybe a screen pass, swing pass to Mackay. Blitz look again. Straight drop. They are setting up a screen, but only gets just across midfield. Screen pass was complete to Gary Choice and brought down at the 49-yard line, and the Hippos are going to have to punt with 5:45 to go in the ball game, hanging on to a 35-27 lead.
Well, now would be a great time for another Bueno pin deep punt. At least force them to drive the length of the field, and
just whatever you do, just don't give up a return, right?
Well, yeah, it's not the area of the field that usually you see a return, but you never know.
Clock down to 5:20. Snap back. Punt away. Ooh. High end over end, but it's not very far.
Nope.
Hits at the 30, takes a Matador bounce back to the 32, and they're going to have good field position to start at their own 32-yard line. Tell you what, not that you would have done it right there, but Brody could have taken off running right there and had all day. I know you don't do it, but, I mean, the Matadors sprinted back. They had no thought that the Hippos might try to fake that. So here we go.
Oh, here we go. This Hutto defense.
Better hang on now.
Step up.
Goes back to the very beginning of the year. We said the Hippo defense was going to win some games for them, and they're going to have to right now. Mickles throwing deep. Right side it is. That's going to be an interference against the Hippos. Boy. Intended for number 6, Tristan Moreno, and number 16, Jordan Phoenix.
Bang play, too.
Kind of ran over him. Well, Jordan never
probably
turned around.
I think you've got to call that because he didn't turn around. But, you know, there's no issue with face guarding in high school, and I'm not so sure that he hit him before the ball got there.
Well, and oftentimes you see it. It's always, if the pass is short, it actually works to the receiver's advantage because the receiver – pass is short, receiver can kind of stop, and the defensive back runs over him.
Well, and if
what a nice ball thrown by.
No kidding. If that ball's
quarterback
a foot further, he's running for 6.
So that 15 yards will mark it up to the 48-yard line. 5:04 to go in the ball game. Hutto leading 35-27. Seguin has it 1st and 10 at their own 48. They've been on fire their last few possessions. Mickles with Washington in the backfield. Snap back, straight drop. Heavy pressure. Mickles scrambles to his left, throws, and it is going to be out of bounds. Nice job to avoid the pressure.
Yeah, tons of pressure there. Landed.
Yeah, caught by number 1, Trevor was, but he was out of bounds. But they just can't get to him. Mickles, they haven't been able to sack him all night.
It's been a quiet night for Landon and Braylon and Mir. And, you know, Landon's been back there, but just hasn't been able to corral him. You know, Mickles he's slippery back there, and he's not the fastest guy, but he's able to find the creases and get away from the pressure.
2nd down and 10. Snap back. Heavy pressure coming. He escapes it. Crosses midfield, but brought down at the 48-yard line. Nice tackle by, looked like Mir got him, as well as number 24, Sadavian Robinson. So 3rd down, they're going to need 6. 4:35 to go in the ball game. Hutto leading 35-27.
Speed option coming here.
Snap back, faking the handoff, setting up a screen left side. Hippos fight through
it,
and they tackle him at the 46-yard line, well short of the 1st. So they're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 yards. It's going to be 4th down, 4 yards needed.
Oh, what a great play by Sadavian Robinson there.
Oh, and then a flag comes
a stupid
flying.
Play.
Somebody, I think, started talking, and they're going to get a dead ball, unsportsmanlike. Wow. They had made the play. Wow. You had it 4th down and 4, and then you're talking right there in front of the official, and he throws the flag, and it's a 15-yarder against the Hippos.
He's patting on his chest saying, my bad.
Just absolutely ridiculous.
That doesn't help it, buddy.
Ridiculous.
Man.
So put that one up to the 31-yard line, and it's a 1st down for the Matadors. That's
just gifted them.
You just can't do that. Just can't do it.
We've talked all year about the lack of leadership, and boy.
Straight drop by Mickles, running, scrambling to his left. Oh, nice play by Brody Bueno. Mickles was rolling to his left. He had number 5, Alex Concepcion, open at about the 20, but Brody jumped as high as he could and just deflected the pass to knock it down incomplete. So second down and 10, 3:55 to go in the ball game. 35-27, Hippos lead.
Yeah, that ball's complete, and they're first and 10 inside the red zone most likely. That's a huge play by Brody to knock that away.
2 receivers split right side, which is the wide side of the field. Now they split 2 left side, and they stack them. Snap back to Mickles, hand off to Washington, starts right, and he's tripped up before he can go anywhere. No gain. The 31-yard line going to be third down and 10, 3:45 to go in the ball game.
Oh, and another great play there by Sadavian. He came on a blitz, and he just he bounced around the back of the defensive lineman until he was able to find a crease and get in there and bring him down by the ankles.
3:30 to go, third down and 10.
This
2
Hippo
receivers
crowd's
right,
coming
2
alive.
left. Washington in the backfield with Mickles. Straight drop, now rolling to his right, being chased, scrambling, and he's hit hard at the 30, bounces off of that, and then run out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Going to be 4 yards short of the first. Needs the 21, so it's going to be 4th and 4. 3:17 to go. Hutto leads at 35-27.
4th and 4, just like it. 4th and 4, just like it should have been earlier, and just 15 yards closer to the end zone.
3:17 to go, and wonder if Seguin's probably going to call a timeout to talk about this one as they're looking over to their sidelines and the play clock's down inside of 10. Yeah, they're going to have to call a timeout. They do. So the Matadors take a timeout.
I don't know that I would have called one there.
Yeah, kind of.
I mean, I know you got to think about it, but
if you don't get the first down, you're going to need those.
Want that one. I mean, you don't get this here, and let's see, we can take this down to about a minute and a half, minute 20, almost, minute 40 maybe.
You do the math.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
He's geometry now. He's no longer calculus or algebra. It's all about angles. So, yeah, it'll be 4th down and 4 yards needed after this timeout for the Matadors. 3:17 to go in the ballgame. Hutto hanging on to a 35-27 lead. Of course, if Seguin scores, they still have to get a 2-point conversion.
I know it's probably a risky play call. Everybody's expecting some sort of read option, speed option, something. I'm not so sure they don't go play action and try to find a post route up the middle.
It's been wide open all game.
It's been wide open all game. Let's see if
they've had a lot of success there.
Boy, be ready for that.
So here we go, 4th
Looking
down.
For Clark Ulrich, number 7.
4
We've got him
yards
doubled
needed.
up.
Washington in the backfield with Mickles. Snap back, straight drop, looks left, throws left, incomplete. Intended for number 7, Ulrich. He called it. But I tell you what, even if he had caught it, I think he was going to be short of the first down.
I think he would have been short.
Very interesting play call. You know, all that you've been doing, and that's your call on 4th and 4 to try to save the game.
Well, you know, we've talked about those flat zones being open all game, and you know, he was open. I think he was a little bit too shallow, though, and like you said, I think even if he catches that, that's going to be a tough get for the first down. But
so 3:12 to go in the ball game. Hippos will take over 1st and 10 at their own 25. Seguin only has 1 timeout left, so obviously Hippos are going to be keeping this on the ground. Snap back, hand off to Mackay Kimball. He's hit in the backfield and thrown down for a loss at the 24-yard line. Boy, it's just lines not opening up many holes right now.
Well, and it's a line like we've talked about that's got a lot of new faces on it and been shifted around a lot, and communication and all that has just not really been the strong suit tonight.
2nd down and 11, 2:45 to go. Got to let that play clock go down about as far as you can each time, right? Kimball in the backfield. Snap back, hand off to Kimball. Bounces right. Kick it back up the middle across the – Mackay. gets it at the 31-yard line, and Seguin calls their last timeout.
Yeah, he snapped the ball with 9 seconds left there.
So it's going to be 3rd down and about 5 yards needed when they come back from this timeout. That was their last timeout with 2:30 to go. So if the Hippos can get a first down here, they can begin to take a knee. So, hey, don't miss the UIL Football State Championships on December 18th through 21st at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Tickets are available to purchase now through Ticketmaster. For more information, visit uiltexas.org. And I tell you, for those that have never been there, that's a fun experience.
What a scene that is.
As always, I mean, last year, my
amazing.
goodness, every game Saturday was just a nail biter.
And capped off by a
that Duncanville
Hail Mary to win the
game.
state championship.
Yeah, that was fun.
Just like the Hail Mary in the Cowboy game the other night.
Yeah.
Except it didn't work.
Yeah, except it didn't work.
Yeah, there was 30. We counted 35 Division I athletes playing in that game last year.
We got spoiled, too, because Braxton Buchanan's company had a suite, so it was sweet.
It was pretty
All right,
sweet.
here we go. 3rd down and 5 needed. If the Hippos can get a first down right here, they can pretty much salt this one away with 2:30 to go. They lead at 35-27, but if they don't.
Do you dare give it to anybody but Mackay here?
I don't think so.
I don't think you do either.
Probably
Unless
try to
you run a
get him
stop
wide.
route.
Snap back. Well, Grayson, straight drop and
Run
pressure.
it, Grayson. Run it, Grayson.
Now he's going to scramble. He's got the 35, slides down. He's got the first down. Grayson Doggett with the scramble of the year for the Hippos. Got some pressure and found a hole right side. And not only did he get the first down, then he slid.
Well, I don't know if I'd call that a slide.
He kind of fell slid. So a first down, ball at the 37-yard line, 2:10 to go, and now you should be able to just milk this one.
Yeah. We're not lined up in a
I'm not sure you can do
formation.
victory yet.
Yes, you can. You can run it 40 seconds, under
Snap
2 minutes
back.
with no timeouts.
Hand off to Kimball. Crosses the 45,
Now you really
midfield,
can.
45, wrestled down, and he's into Seguin territory. And, yes, now you should be able to do the whole knee thing. Yeah. They're down there saying,
no kidding.
Slow it down. It's like, not only slow it down, kneel it down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's like, why even run a play at this point?
It seems like you should know under 2 minutes, no timeouts left, they cannot stop it.
Now the Hippos will line up in victory formation.
Don't
so just
snap
it and kneel it. Snap back. Grayson takes the knee at midfield. Minute 10 to go. So the Hippos are, boy, they're gonna.
They made it a little more
they're gonna
interesting than we were
this
thinking.
One. Yeah, it got tough, and credit to Seguin for not giving up the battle. Tell you what, Lufkin, number 5 team in the state, got beat 41-35 at Texas High School.
Wow.
So number 5 goes down. I think we saw number 10 went down earlier, right? Interesting first round. Snap back to Grayson, takes the knee, and that should be the last knee of the game, and the Hippos are going to advance to the second round, and kind of has become routine for the Hippos to at least make it past the first round of the playoffs. But this one wasn't easy, and I don't think I don't know. I didn't think it would be. I knew Seguin was going to come here with that offense they have. Hippos, of course, they're not the Hippos that of 5 weeks ago. The injury bug has just really riddled them hard, and we haven't spent a lot of time talking about that, and we won't. But just so many key players out of the lineup for the Hippos right now. Well, the clock hits 0, and that final score from Hutto Memorial Stadium in this bi-district matchup is Hutto 35, Seguin 27. The Hippos will face Shadow Creek next Friday night at 7:30 in Waller, which Waller's our second home field.
Yep.
We like playing there.
Good food.
Good food, good hospitality. Their man Brad there is just a super nice guy. Just always makes us feel so welcome, and we've had a lot of success in Waller. But boy, that one's going to be a fight.
That's going to be a battle.
Yeah, that one. I don't even know, Bryce, how you I think Bryce is talking.
Yeah, what's that?
I was going to say, I don't even know how this next week, how do you even prepare for a team like Shadow Creek?
I wouldn't even know where to start. I mean, even if we were full strength, I mean, it'd be a challenge. But, like I say, the key players we have out right now and a lot of speed out.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough one, but you know what? That's why we play them.
It is, and, of course you never know what could happen with them, or what, I don't know.
People look at this game, and they would have, they would assumed Hippos run away with this one easily.
I think – I don't know. I think you go into a team like that, and you've got to really just try to control the clock. When you've got the ball on offense, you've got to just try to grind it and
make
work that
clock.
Few
possessions as possible.
Yeah, just keep the ball out of their hands and hope when they do get it that they'll make a couple of mistakes. And but again, we've been down this road before, and it'll be fun. Matching up with Shadow Creek, and you're going to get to see some future superstar players on that other side of the field. That's for sure.
Something Coach Mosley and I were talking about before the game. Somebody that didn't make the playoffs that we've seen over the last 5-6 years, Angleton.
Yeah,
well, I mean they're kind of a always in the playoff kind of team, and they didn't make it this year.
Yeah. That's a tough district that those guys all play in.
No kidding.
Sometimes we talk about how tough our district is, and certain years it's tougher than others. But yeah, that one down there is it's something else. I was going to look at a few other scores, see if there's anything else that jumps out at me as upsets in 5A Division I. Lancaster beat the Colony 44-29. Lancaster number 8, so that wasn't a runaway. Cedar Park, of course, we already mentioned, won 49-10 last night over McCallum. Wagner out of San Antonio, easy 62-0 over Harlandale. That's one of those where you're in a good region there too. That's the thing about this region. Here we are, and we have to get matched up with these a lot of these Houston area schools. It's tough. Friendswood defeated Kingswood Park 40-14. That is who, Bryce. That who you say Cedar Park would play?
Park,
Friendswood?
Yeah, that'll be a good matchup there.
I think I know who Van will be pulling for.
Yeah, I bet.
Foster, of course, beat number 10 New Caney 31-21. Shadow Creek 49-7 over Memorial, and then Lufkin, that big upset. Number 5 Lufkin lost to Texas High School 41-35.
Oh, here's a score for you out of 6A Division I.
Yeah.
South Lake Carroll 84. Louisville 6.
Oh my gosh,
that's tough. I was looking a while ago. Vandergrift played Bridgeland. And I think they ended up they were down 13-0 and came back and won 14-13. And heard a lot of people talking about it was going to be a tough game. That Bridgeland team, I think, a new high school down the Houston area.
Yeah.
Obviously, a lot of good football being played.
No kidding. Highland Park 33-10 over Wakeland. Number 4 Highland Park. Number 1 Lone Star 35-0 over Mansfield Legacy. Georgetown, of course, we mentioned, won in that shootout 6-3 over LBJ, and Manor with the big upset over Dripping Springs.
Gotta say our district. I mean, it's pretty nice going 4-0.
Isn't that the truth? Well, and Manor, boy, tell me Dripping Springs doesn't just think Manor's their nemesis.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
But, I mean, any given night, Manor, Manor
can
beat anybody.
Absolutely. Well, we will have a coaches show Monday night at Hippo Cafe. We will talk about this by-district win for the Hippos over the Seguin Matadors, a tough win for the Hippos. And, of course, we will look ahead to the matchup next week against a very, very good Shadow Creek team. But tell you what, I know Brad's going to come optimistic, and he's going to talk about all the ways that we could win. And we know anything's possible in Texas high school football.
Of course.
Yep, and we will our guys will come out, and whichever guys are able to play are going to come out ready to play and do their thing. Do you have some final stats for us?
Yeah, just to recap tonight. So 296 total offense for Seguin, 451 for Hutto. So they actually outgained us by about 75 yards in the second half, which was fitting. You know, it kind of seemed like they dominated that half. We had 256 through the air and 195 on the ground. Let's see. Pretty clean game, relatively speaking. We had two turnovers, and I'm trying to find penalties on here.
Well, I tell you, while there might not have been very many penalties, there was one that was almost a really, really big penalty against the Hippos there late.
Yeah, 6 penalties. So, you know, it started out as a much cleaner game than we have seen in the last few weeks, and not as much of the kind of stupid mistakes that we've seen, but still a lot that needs to be cleaned up and a lot that you're not going to get away with next week. So,
well, you know,
kind of got to put everything together next week and have it all work.
At this point of the season, you know, you think, well, you either know what you do or you don't, and there's nothing else to work on, and that's not true. There's these teams are always working on things and little things, and certainly trying to come up with a game plan that's going to be the right game plan for them against Shadow Creek next week. All right, well, the final score from Hutto Memorial Stadium tonight, Hutto 35, Seguin 27. Hippos advance to the second round against Shadow Creek. Come out and join us for the Coaches Show Monday night at the Hippo Cafe. We'll do that at 6 o'clock. Brad will talk about this game. He'll talk about Shadow Creek, and we'll just look forward to that. And then we'll look forward to next Friday night at 7:30 in Waller, our kind of what we call our second home. We've played there many times over the last few years, Waller ISD Stadium, where the Hippos will take on Shadow Creek. For Gage Bowles doing the engineering, Bryce Doggett down on the sidelines. For Ryan, my color guy right beside me, I'm Todd Robinson saying have a great weekend. We will see you Monday night at the Coaches Show.